out for a high ankle sprain. Brandon Cooks out with what is said to be an infection from a common solution to avoid a scope for the meniscus, according to Dallas Cowboys Dr. Dan Cooper. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! Welcome in. Hello, friends. Jim Nance here.
That's the most energy you've had, Jim, in years.
Well, Tony. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I've got energy because it's a Thursday, Rob.
Hey, we made it, man. We're almost there.
And you know what is, you know what's special about this day? What'd you watch on television last night? Did you watch television?
I watched some baseball. I watched, apart from, I didn't watch any one game. I watched more of the Detroit game. Well, not Detroit, the Brewer game than anything else. What did we I watched something.
So I watched the demise of the Houston Astros dynasty. And then when that was over, I was all salty about baseball, and I didn't care about it anymore.
So we're going to get into this dynasty thing, but carry on.
And then I said, I made a mistake. I told you I made a mistake. You're like, I was probably good. I slept for about 4 hours and 15 minutes yesterday for my nap, which I usually try to hold to about a 2-hour nap.
Yeah, I get it. And you feel so sluggish when you get up.
And I was like, I felt like I was on drugs. Yeah. But you know, I stumbled around, and then I watched the Penguin on HBO Max.
Okay.
So now, first of all,
I tried that already. So.
You have? You don't like it?
Well, no, I haven't. I started it, and I realized about halfway through the first episode I was not giving it the attention it deserved. Because something happened, and I went, wait a minute, how'd this happen? So I thought, well, it's either not good enough to hold it, or I just need to start over.
Okay. I think it's pretty good, but what I don't like is I've now gotten spoiled to where I want everything at once. I want to be able to, if I want to watch an episode and then watch another one and then another one, I want to be able to do that.
You've been Netflixed.
There's only 2 episodes available, and I'm like, well, now you're getting into where, when am I going to watch the rest of this? Today was the day. I don't know if you knew this. Yesterday was October 2nd.
Uh-huh.
You did know that.
I knew that.
Well, now let me take it further.
Okay.
That was the last day that there will not be a college football or NFL game until the day before Thanksgiving.
Like any day of the week?
Any day of the week. We have 55 consecutive days coming with either college football or NFL between now and the day before Thanksgiving. What a time to be alive,
it's
right?
Proof that God loves us.
Yeah.
That is an amazing thing. So Tuesday nights, we're going to have some football.
Maction. That's right, baby.
Maction.
Yes. It's time. We've reached that time of year where some crumbum team wants to play, get on TV, let people see how crappy Kennesaw State is. They're like, all right. We'll
and the crazy thing is,
I'll watch
it, and it won't be enough.
No, you're right.
You know, they could double those games. We'd say, okay, now at least I have a choice.
No, you're right.
Now, tomorrow night I only have one game. You're only going to give me one game?
Well.
So bring it on, baby.
Yeah, and that's these people who, when the NFL every once in a while throw a game on a Friday, or people are like, what? I thought it's enough. It's enough NFL. Like, what? What's wrong with you? Who says that? That's like a dude telling his wife, like, oh, can we have a night off from sex? We did it last night. It's crazy. It's crazy behavior.
You pull a hammy. Sometimes you got to take a day on the IR.
Pizza? Oh, I can't do any more pizza. My wife says that sometimes. I can't do more pizza.
Is there anything that you have reached an end with? Like, dude, I can't do it.
Yeah, things I don't like.
Well, no, there's been things I like that. There was a restaurant that I did a show from for, I don't know, 10 years.
Hooters?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't want to defame the restaurant because it was a fine thing.
I did have
But
Hooters fatigue at one point too, and you did
got
radio.
to the
You were
point.
doing radio in the time where I was.
Same guy buying probably the same stuff, and we were doing the same thing. So every week for a decade, I was at a Hooters.
Yeah.
And after a decade of eating the same chicken sandwich, I can no longer.
You never switched up to a burger or?
No, I did, but there's something lingering about when I walk into a Hooters. It takes me to that
I feel
thing,
you.
and I'm like, I can never eat that again.
Yeah.
Ever. It would take. The other thing I think was, and this is I'm a rich man, AJ.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never eat ramen again.
Even
Even the best ramen.
Well, that's crazy.
Even the gourmet ramen to me still harkens back to the dirt poor days of.
Wow.
I can't do it.
I love a good ramen place.
Pokey? No, I'm okay, but there's just something about the ramen. Can't do it.
That's crazy.
I know it's unfortunate, but I don't feel too bad about it.
I love ramen. I love.
Well, see, for good ramen was something that
it didn't.
There was
exist.
no such thing.
No, ramen
so now
came
you're
in
telling
a bag.
me, yeah. Now you're telling me there's restaurants with this
with
crap?
a packet of powder.
Yeah, that's what when I associate it. So even the best ramen is just to me just a step up from me just barely feeding myself.
Oh no, this is like bone broth.
I get it.
And
I
pork
know.
belly and an egg, a Scotch egg.
I'll normally find something else there, but I won't do the ramen.
I love ramen. I haven't found a place here yet. I haven't found my spot.
I'm not a source for that.
Okay.
Wouldn't be able to help you.
But no, football I don't get tired of, and there's something. It's I don't know. To me, there's some things that you like. Like I like Hooters. I'll eat at Hooters. But yeah, if you ask me to eat there every week for the rest of my life, it's probably old.
And I'm a man of routine. If I like something, I'm a regular guy.
Yeah, but I could eat it. If you said every Sunday for the rest of your life at dinner time, you're going to be served a bone-in ribeye.
It'd be hard to be upset with that.
I ain't mad at you. That's a good thing. Football every day is a good thing.
It's hard to imagine we've reached this kind of critical mass, and we'll start to see the creep. So this is what's today. So the second. So it starts. So next year we'll have 58 consecutive days of football. And now we've got room to grow on the other side of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We could add more stuff then.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But at some point, we got to squeeze in some basketball.
Do we?
Well.
You know, I'm. If they canceled basketball and baseball season and said we're only going to have football going forward.
See, we mock what we don't understand, there is nothing better than a big Monday. A big Monday in the early March. Early February, big Monday. You're just getting into conference play, and we're bouncing from Georgetown up to the Carrier Dome for the close down of the Big East. Or Tuesday, we got an ACC matchup of a Duke and maybe a Miami. Not the Duke, North Carolina. That's its own thing. But there's nothing better than great college basketball nights. And the reason college basketball is so much more interesting to me is you get so much more of it. I get 3 of those games a week where you get maybe, then on football, you get 1 game on Saturday. I get 3 of those.
Not anymore.
Well, I'm just saying as far as.
I guess if you're an Aggie type, you want to watch your team.
Basketball fans, it's 3-1, man. We just get more of it.
But the thing for me is I don't have a team that I'm like living and dying with.
I'm just saying, but it doesn't matter. I just get more basketball because there's more basketball that is played.
That's true. There's too much basketball played.
Let's see. I get basketball every night. I always have. That's nothing new to me. Football fans are like, I get it now until December.
Yeah.
Man, I get it every night. Starting next week, I'll have basketball on until
Rob,
June.
Think back to your youth. Even not your youth. Think back
when I would get news via carrier pigeon.
Think back to 1995.
Oh God!
Imagine going in a time machine, going back 30 years before Edwin breathed air on this earth.
Before he was just a glimmer.
And I said, I'd like to watch an NFL game. What would be my options for what night of the week it would need to be?
Had
day of the
night
week, or day of the week.
You had but 2 days for NFL.
You had
Sundays and Mondays,
and you had Monday,
as God intended.
And if I wanted to watch college football, what day would I watch that?
Saturdays, baby. That was it.
That was it.
And
now we've evolved as a society.
Oh, we have. We've come a long way.
And we've said, you know what? People love this. Let's have it. Let's have it. It's like there's some things that you only need one day for.
But I will say to the leagues that try to expand too quickly, you have to have created a demand for it to be filled. And I think one of the reasons that football did in fact finally explode when the Raycom era died, when you had the regionalization and you only got 2 TV games a year and all this other kind of stuff, when it finally died and ESPN exploded, was that there was this pent-up absolute demand. We didn't know and couldn't see what Michigan and Ohio State looked like but once or twice a year.
Yeah, people wanted to see it all.
And suddenly we could see it all and we had access to it, and I think it was because there was this pent-up demand. And if it would have just started out when I was a kid and I could have turned on football any day of the week, I don't think the interest would have been there.
It's funny because I have a love-hate relationship with ESPN Plus. I love the idea of ESPN Plus. I love that. Oh, I want to watch collegiate wrestling. Boom. Here's
right.
Penn State and Iowa are wrestling today. I can throw that out. Oh, I want to watch football. Central Michigan is playing. Same with college basketball. Any college, like I bet I don't love to watch college basketball, but I do wager on it. And I say any college basketball game I want to watch is pretty much there. It's the buggiest, crappiest app ever. But I do love the existence of that. That now I'm like, okay, I'm watching games that I would have never in a million years had access to. That's a beautiful thing.
Do you think we're better fans for it? Do you think we know the game better because we have much more access to it? Or is it because we have so much of it washing over us that we really can't dive into it?
And I think there's some things that like people know a lot of people know the NFL because of fantasy football.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, there's a lot of people who
through that prism, who
don't really watch football, aren't real hardcore fans, but they know some players because of fantasy football.
Yeah, they don't watch games; they watch players.
I actually have in the past. I haven't done it in a year or two, but I've played in fantasy basketball and fantasy hockey leagues just so I could kind of have an idea of what was going on in the league, because I don't watch every single day basketball or hockey. And I play in a fantasy baseball league for that same reason, so I can kind of keep up with what's going on in the league without inserting myself into it fully, immersing myself into it. Whereas the NFL, I immerse myself. And college football is the same way. Probably not quite the same, but I have such great joy in watching them that if fantasy football didn't exist, I would still watch every game I could possibly watch.
You're describing the difference between a player and a participant. Like, I participate in baseball. I participate. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But I play. I in football and basketball, I'm playing. I'm in it. I think that's how all of us have to take our sports menu in. But when you have so much, I think when you have access to just about everything, you end up getting just about nothing because you can't focus in on anything.
Well, that's why when I watched The Penguin yesterday, I did it with a smile, knowing this is the last time I'm going to watch some random television show for probably several months.
You're unfettered.
There's no wife to tell me I'm tired of watching football.
You don't have it's either me in the other room or us watching this.
Yeah, and I'll just say my cat will sometimes complain like, "Oh, I'm tired of watching football," and it's like, well,
sorry,
bitch, go lay down.
What would a cat want to watch? What would be Blueberry's favorite TV show?
I don't know. All that cat does is sleep. Sleep and howl when she's hungry.
Oh, when you're asleep, that cat's doing something. I'm
sleeping.
I'm telling you, that cat's making long distance calls, ordering Amazon crap. I'm telling you, the cats, they're waiting for you to just turn your head.
Probably laying around thinking about how she would kill me. If,
she's already made plans.
She's like, if I weighed 300 pounds, I would maul him.
That cat already has an escape route already set up, got food laid out.
Sharpening claws.
Ready to go at the moment. It's got a go bag.
You know what? That's why I only feed it canned food.
Can't get to it.
She's incapable of opening canned food.
No thumbs.
No opposable thumbs.
Can't do
Those
it.
Stupid cats. Tear open that. She'll tear open a bag of food.
Well, you can't blame it. It showed up and it could smell another cat. Like, hey.
Yeah, this is BS. Well, she's got run of the house now, but not run of the television. That's all. That's my
get home. There's
going
to be $1,000 worth of cat toys at the front door.
You have to. There's a balance that you need. I am the king of my castle.
Yes, you are.
Now
I can't even imagine what goes on in your kingdom.
It's a tiny castle.
It's a little tiny kingdom.
It's a little tiny castle, but If I decide I'm going to watch football all day and not watch anything else.
Yes.
Switch over to Saturday Night Live? No, sorry, honey. Watching Hawaii, San Diego State. That's what I can say.
In my chones.
That's right.
8 empty bags of Doritos. God knows how many empty beer cans and bottles all around.
Are you going to throw away those beer bottles? Maybe later.
Pyramid.
Maybe I will. I don't know. They might be here tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, don't smoke marijuana in the house, huh? Oh, you're the boss of me?
Who's the boss of me? You're not the boss of me.
Are you the police? Are you a police lady? No, you're not. Oh, don't masturbate in the middle of the day. Wait until after 5 p.m. to masturbate. Not me. I do when I want.
Whenever. I don't even need a lock on my bathroom door.
No, I don't.
I leave the door open.
Yeah. Spray the spray before you poop so it doesn't stink up the bathroom. No, I like everybody to know I've been here.
I leave the front door open for that.
Yes. I'm the king of my castle, Rob.
That's why.
King of my castle.
There's a reason why single men die young.
That's right.
Just this kind of existence right there.
That's going to be me.
They just find you, and they won't even miss you for a couple of days,
I did book a trip home. I say home. I booked a trip back to Vegas. I'll be up there.
Home is where the fam is.
Yeah, I booked a trip back to my family. I'll be up there for 5 days at the end of the month, but I'll still be doing the show. I'm taking the remote equipment so I can do the show, which is going to suck for my sleep pattern. But
and so for your families as well, as you
that's their problem.
Get up barking at 3 a.m.
They're lucky. They'll be lucky to have.
They're going to be so excited to see you by the time you get back, having to spend months alone.
They'll be lucky to.
You're going to have that feral habit.
Oh yes,
strolling around bare ass, standing in the kitchen, sucking milk out of an open jug.
I haven't put on deodorant in 4 months.
I'm aware of that. You didn't need to tell me that.
My natural musk has taken over,
and that's
much like McConaughey.
A
lot of people like it.
Musk.
A lot of people are liking my musk.
Not a lot.
Well, you know what? Everybody in my house likes it.
No one's name should ever be mentioned in the same sentence as Musk.
Musk.
You don't want that.
What about Elon?
See, your example proves my point.
What if you've got a musty musk?
Again, you do not want your name ever in the same sentence as Musk.
Okay,
it's not going to end well.
All right. Well, friends, we've got sports to talk about today. Also,
football too. We got football tonight.
College, and there's 3 teams from Texas playing college football tonight. There's only 2 football games in college football tonight. How about that? They said God is smiling on Texas in the football world today. God will also give us the Falcons and the Bucks. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what God took away from us yesterday as the Houston Astros season ended. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We have cleared a couple of our trouble spots. I-10 westbound approaching Calabria. They've picked up that debris. And the wreck at 1604 Frontage Road westbound Boulevardy Road has cleared. Now, we still have this road work. 35 northbound Church Parkway to FM 3009. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane, and it is causing about a 45-minute travel time. It is slow from Tupperwine. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
We have our first text. I didn't make this up. I just said, thank you guys. Love the show. JD's my fave. He's sexy. I swear that's our first text. I swear I didn't make it up.
You are sexy.
Did it come from you, Gigi?
Somebody sees you.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank
for who you
so much.
really are. A good-looking gay man.
I'm not kidding.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon, right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on it every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on it. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on it. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-445-6363. That's 1-800-445-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-445-6363. That's 1-800-445-6363.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
With fall savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,600 off select appliances from top brands like GE Profile. Save space and time with the new combo washer and dryer and do-it-all-in-one machine. And with smart dispense technology, the right amount of detergent is automatically added to every wash. Laundry day is a whole lot smarter with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo with smart dispense only at the Home Depot. Right now, save up to $1,600 and financing on select appliances with fall savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about September 26th through October 16th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Houston Astros season came to an abrupt end yesterday. They fall 5-2 to the Detroit Tigers, and it was
it came so fast.
It really
AJ.
did,
At the
man.
end, it felt like I got hit by a bus. Like, oh, well, that's it.
There was no scoring until the sixth inning. Another, great job by the starters in this game. The Tigers starters, who we said, hey, once you get past Skubal, you got a chance. Astros just couldn't hit yesterday. And the Tigers took a 1-0 lead in the top of the sixth, and the Astros got up 2-1 in the seventh. And I said, uh-oh.
And then the eighth.
And then Ryan Presley joined the fray, and things went downhill rapidly.
He was a little loose, AJ, a little loose.
Man, I'll tell you this. When you look at Ryan Presley and when you look at Josh Hader and the money you committed to Josh Hader, he's not very good. It's the Astros are in a tough spot because now they've got to decide, is this the end of this era of Astros baseball? They've got to make a decision on Alex Bregman immediately. Jose Altuve is stumping for Bregman, saying, "Hey, we got to find a way to pay this guy. Got to find a way to pay him." Okay, he's a Boris client. He's not going to get a hometown discount, and the Astros also have to consider what is the future of Kyle Tucker as Kyle Tucker goes into his last year of his contract and is likely going to demand a massive deal. Now, the difference between these guys is Kyle Tucker's 27,
right?
And Kyle Tucker seemingly is still getting better. But that said, Kyle Tucker missed, I don't know how many games this year. It seems like the whole damn season.
Yeah.
But then you look up and he still hit 23 homers. It's like, wow, how did he miss that many games and still?
You got to pay Tucker. We knew it in May. We know it now.
Yeah.
You got to pay Tucker and Bregman. But nice.
Although, I got to tell you, you know what? Before I say this out loud, I'll look up his. I'm going to look up Kyle Tucker, his postseason stats. Because first of all, he stunk in this postseason. Like, he didn't look like he'd ever held a bat before. Let me go to Baseball Reference and click on the old postseason batting and see if what I think in my mind is true. Let's see. Postseason batting for Kyle Tucker. In his career, he is a .229 hitter in the postseason. That is over 15 series. It's like Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio reincarnated into this dude.
Yeah, but he's one of the reasons you're in the postseason.
Okay.
You're right. But now we're talking about in every GM's office, whether it's written down on a piece of paper or it's in their brain, they have a formula for age versus time and money.
Mm-hmm.
And they vary according to year stats and all that. Well, I can tell you the answer to that equation is Kyle Tucker, and it's not Bregman.
I agree.
In every GM's math, it's like the guy is younger. He's got a more lively bat. There's more upside, and I've got more time. And it might not be the absolute right thing to do, but for the preponderance of evidence, you hope Bregman gives you a little bit of something, a little bit of help, a little stay something, but it's not going to happen.
Well, at 7:30, we're going to dig into the Astros a little bit further, and we'll discuss like the long-term future of them. But I can see an argument for both sides here, especially given how this year went. On the other side, we're going to take a look at the other playoff series that ended. Two more series finished. There's one to go. One will wrap up tonight. That's the Brewers and the Mets play the rubber match tonight, which I like. I like that baseball's jumping right into this, saying, let's go. Let's get this over with.
Edwin can barely contain himself.
I know. Edwin came in. He's wearing his Brewers shirt.
His colors on.
He's got his face is painted. He's very, very excited. And good for him, man. His team's still in. Mine's not. Congratulations. It must be nice. You win. So we'll talk about what else is going on in baseball on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We have cleared a couple of our trouble spots. I-10 westbound approaching Culebra. They've picked up that debris. And the wreck at 1604 Frontage Road westbound Boulevardy Road has cleared. Now, we still have this road work, 35 northbound, Schertz Parkway to FM 3009. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, and it is causing about a 45-minute travel time. It is slow from Tupperwine. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys hit the road for a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh, but they are banged up. What are they going to do?
We'll ask Stephen Jones when he joined us at 4:35.
John McClain will join us at 5:15 to talk Houston Texans.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
If you love cowboy boots, you'll love this news. A new Tacova store is coming to 5300 Broadway in Alamo Heights. Inside, you'll find the finest handmade cowboy boots, Western apparel, and accessories for men and women. While you shop, enjoy complimentary drinks, boot shines, custom hat and boot branding, and more. Check out the Tacova's grand opening at 5300 Broadway in Alamo Heights. Friday, October 4th through Sunday, October 6th. Enjoy live music and free swag for the first 50 folks in the door daily. Tacovas, don't go gently.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B. Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first and buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws a block, and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
With fall savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,600 off select appliances from top brands like GE Profile. Save space and time with the new combo washer and dryer and do-it-all-in-one machine. And with smart dispense technology, the right amount of detergent is automatically added to every wash. Laundry day is a whole lot smarter with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo with Smart Dispense only at the Home Depot. Right now, save up to $1,600 and financing on select appliances with fall savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about September 26th through October 16th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey Roadrunner fans, this is April Ansira, VP of Ansira Auto Group, inviting you to join me and the Blitz with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at Ansira Nissan on Friday, October 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. We will have a meet and greet with star players JT Clark and Jamal Ligon, a giveaway for tickets to the San Antonio Zoo, Fiesta Texas, and shows at the Tobin. But most exciting is exclusive UTSA merch we are selling to benefit UTSA football. See you October 4th. Birds up.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Astros are done. So are the Baltimore Orioles. Rob, you called this one. The young upstart Baltimore Orioles.
That's what they were. They're no longer young and upstart.
Beat it.
They're just young and the start's gone to fail.
Well, they're gone now. They're still a pretty young squad.
No, they are. But this was, I'm telling you that, you only have, there is an arc to success. And very rarely do teams that trend up and stumble on that mid-level are they able to gather themselves and continue that upward stride over the next couple of years while these contracts? Normally, you either you cross you jump the fence, you go to the next level, and then if things go south, then you go, well, at least we did this, we're building. They haven't done anything. They've regressed.
Well, they made the playoffs.
Well, yeah, okay. They got to play 2 more games than the White Sox.
Well, that's true.
So, okay, I mean, you can hang that there, but they did this before. This was a team that needed to grow and they didn't. Now, I can say in the recent past in another sport, the Denver Nuggets were this. They rose quickly, and then they stumbled, and it took a couple years, and then they found their way, so it's not impossible. But when you're as much as they have the money, they're also kind of locked into who they are. And because if they shift, suddenly that's a rebuild at any point now. So they're in a tough strait. And the good news is they're in a tough strait with a whole bunch of money.
The Orioles have what I like about the Orioles is they're built kind of the same way the Astros were built. Like they built through the draft. They hit on some draft picks, and these guys have worked out. The core of their roster, though, is it's 23-year-old Gunnar Henderson, 26-year-old Adley Rutschman, 25-year-old Colton Cowser, 24-year-old Jordan Westberg. Like, if they can, the question is, will they spend the money to keep these guys together long term, and can they add players from the outside, which is eventually what the Astros had to do.
And they're
to
going
get over the hump.
They're going to have to do exactly this. But one of those 5 dudes is going to have to turn into Altuve. Another one's going to have to be a Bregman. You're going to have to set up a basis.
Well,
and then you can lose a Bregman. You can lose some of those guys along the way. But at first, they got to get great for you first.
Gunnar Henderson is a great player. Gunnar Henderson, stat line this year, he hit 281, 37 homers, 92 batted in. He's a stud, and he's 23 years old. Like that is your centerpiece. The question is, how good are the rest of these guys going to get? I like what the Orioles did in going out and getting Corbin Burns, but you need more than that. And they're probably their best pitcher is Grayson Rodriguez, who wasn't available for the playoffs. He's been hurt, but the truth is, the Orioles pitched well enough to win this series, but they didn't bring their bats with. They scored 1 run in 2 games. 1 run in 2 games is not. You know what? The best you can hope for is a split.
Yeah, I mean,
at least if my math is right.
Well, you have to have, best you can hope, and 2 studs. We'll see them next year, but they're in a tough position. I feel like you're either. Most teams are either in their ascendancy or the descendancy. Very rarely are you going level. Have you plateaued? And if you do plateau and you idle for too long, no matter how much you try, you start to descend, because it's like climbing an escalator. Just to get back to where you were, you have to continue that growth. And once you hit the stutter step, that's when the witchcraft of coaching and the witchcraft of superstars, lifting teams has to come in. And you don't want to have to get there until you got all the pieces around you.
It's also very difficult to have sustained success in the AL East.
Oh, that's the other part, yes.
Where you are, Baltimore is...
You're so poor.
You're 4th on the list. Yeah, you're
so
you
poor.
are poor, really, because the Yankees and Red Sox are so rich. The Blue Jays will outspin the Orioles. And then the one team that you've got a better payroll than, Tampa, is like just full of these brilliant dudes that find a way to make a competitive team with
better
no
than you
money.
Do. Yeah, they do what you do, but better than you do.
So, it's an uphill battle to stay competitive for Baltimore. The other series, the Atlanta Braves go home. This is not shocking to me. The fact, I knew when they had to play that doubleheader, and they, especially after they lost the first game of that doubleheader, they were put up against it.
When they told us Sale might not be available at all, you kind of felt
That's
like
a tough
they were
break,
like,
man.
well, you fell ass backwards into this.
But you know what? They fell ass backward in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel heartbroken for Atlanta. Carry on, carry up. You got plenty of money. You got young talent. You're going to be just fine. We'll see you next year.
But here's the truth of it. When there was no Sale, and they said, okay, well, we've got Max Fried going in game 2. That's our best chance. Max Fried gives up 5 runs in the second inning, and it's like, well.
Who do you feel more comfortable with
in
the short term for success? And just over the last Astros, Orioles, and now A's.
Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Atlanta. Because Atlanta's got Ronald Acuna locked up to a absurd contract. Atlanta's really smart at finding these guys who played baseball with broomsticks and hacky sacks, and then signing them to 10-year $45 contracts. And they're like, $45? This sounds great. And then it's like, in fact, how about this? We'll give you $45 a day for the next 10 years. And Ronald Acuna's like, where do I sign?
Did you say broomsticks and hacky sacks?
Yes. They go down to these countries where these guys have nothing, and then they tell them, hey, we'll give you, how about $1 million?
$1 million pesos.
And they go, what? Where do I sign? And then suddenly Ronald Acuna is like the 140th highest paid player in baseball, despite being like a top 3 baseball player. And it's like, well, how'd the Braves pull that off? I don't know. They
pay you $45 a day.
Yeah. And well, you know what?
There's a place to live.
We've got free meals in the clubhouse. You come into the clubhouse after the game, there's a bowl of oranges and bananas just sitting there. You can have as many as you want.
Well, I feel very comfortable.
Take one home.
They're going to be exactly where they are this year, next year. But a pitch there, but a health here. They're going to carry on. So I'm not worried about their long-term fortunes there.
Yeah. Although, listen, Chris Sale, what a resurgence for a guy who had kind of fallen off the map.
Well, you feel like there's a Verlander kind of decline, but he'll still get every third start. He'll be throwing smoke and look like the Sale we remember, and then he'll have the nagging injuries that old guys get. But they've still got Sale around for a couple of years unless something tragic grows up.
Yep. But, very cool for him to be, like, kind of back. We'll talk about the Brewers and the Mets coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Well, depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half-geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
And Doug. Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff. To recap, number 1, customize and save. Number 2, time allowing, save me.
Shoulders separating!
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota.
Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
One more game in the wild card round of Major League Baseball. The Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee. They take on the New York Mets in a rubber match today. And I told you before, I don't really believe in these Mets. I think the Brewers should win, but I also... This feels like the kind of game the Brewers will lose because the Brewers, it's the playoffs. That's what the Brewers do. They get there and then they find a way to disappoint. Yeah.
Okay. So you agree, Edwin?
I think they play tight, especially at home in the playoffs. They play tight. I know yesterday they won, but they usually choke or make stupid mistakes.
Where would you put Milwaukee if they lost today and they did absolutely nothing and came back next year with the same roster? Would that be?
They'll be a playoff team, but they'll lose they have the last
that's the thing.
Years.
Like, the Brewers have different expectations than...
So just making the playoffs is enough.
It really...
It's like a mid-level F1 team.
Not for me.
But, well...
They've been a playoff team the last few years, and they haven't done anything.
Right, but I mean, what's your expectation as a Brewers fan? Do you think they should be competing for a World Series?
I'll get to the NLCS. I mean, they haven't been there in 6-7 years when they lost to the Dodgers.
I mean, the fact that the Brewers have been there in the last 10 years is something. Like, for a team that doesn't spend a whole bunch of money.
I think they're better than the Mets. I don't know why you don't think they're going to win today.
Because the Brewers lose in the playoffs.
Yeah, they do.
Tobias Myers pitching for the Brewers tonight. Jose Quintana for the Mets. The Brewers are minus 125 favorites, so they are favored to get it done.
I think they're going to win, man. They're a better team. I think the Mets are riding some kind of weird
The best
wave.
team doesn't always win, though.
But no, but last night I think was pretty indicative of how this thing should go. The Nets celebrating and showboating and then get it taken from them late.
Yeah, I'll say this. I am already this round there wasn't really like an intriguing matchup.
Oh, we're about to.
I think the NL matchups are going to be good. The American League, I don't know who's good in the American League, Rom. Who's good?
Well,
the Yankees have 2 good baseball players.
Well, the 2 that they got are pretty damn good.
They're really good.
But are we talking good or marketable?
Oh, well,
You know what I
obviously
mean?
the Yankees are plenty marketable, but like the Tigers, Guardians.
The Guardians are the best team in the American League. There's no getting around that they're the most boring team, but they're the best team in the league. That's just not one we want to watch.
No. If the Tigers pitch Skubal twice, though, they can win that series. We'll talk a little more baseball later. Talk some football coming up next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We have cleared a couple of our trouble spots. I-10 westbound approaching Calabria. They've picked up that debris. And the wreck at 1604 Frontage Road westbound Boulevardy Road has cleared. Now, we still have this road work, 35 northbound Schertz Parkway to FM 3009. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane, and it is causing about a 45-minute travel time. It is slow from Tupperwine. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
This Sunday, come cheer on the Cowboys at Twin Peaks Westover Hills. We'll be giving away an epic Cowboys jersey just for catching the game at Twin Peaks on game day. Ask your Twin Peaks server for more. So come and hang out with us and the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks this Sunday, starting at 5. Grab the best seat in the house and a frosty 29-degree beer, and be sure to catch the Cowboys dominating the Steelers. Again, that's this Sunday, starting at 5 at the Twin Peaks Westover Hills location at 151 and Loop 410.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law Fights.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-8841. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Astros season came to a close yesterday as the Gritty Tigers closed them out 5-2 in a Game 2 sweep of the Wild Card Series. A.J. Hinch got his revenge as the season comes to a close for the Astros. Dallas Cowboys, Brandon Cooks and Micah Parsons did not practice yesterday. Parsons out for a high ankle sprain. Brandon Cooks out with what is said to be an infection from a common solution to avoid a scope for the meniscus, according to Dallas Cowboys Dr. Dan Cooper. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Davante Adams drama continues to unfold. Different reports out of Dallas, at least on their interest with Davante Adams. We've heard some people say that the Cowboys are kicking the tires. They were monitoring the situation. And the Cowboys had, quote, made some calls about Davante Adams.
Monitoring the situation. We're paying very close attention.
And then
your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
Might not be. The thing about definitions is they're defined.
Well, and they're also points of view. But they're crazy if they haven't made a call. That's just all I'll say.
Clarence Hill said yesterday that the Cowboys have shown no interest in Adams. None.
Which I tend to believe.
Okay. So you think they are crazy then? They're crazy for not showing it and they should?
I think Jerry is continuing to watch his wallet.
Very funny. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it's you. I think you're probably right. And I think there's probably also a little, like I said, if the Cowboys were 4-0 right now, it might be different.
Right.
But he just spent so much money and has not gotten the results he wanted from it. That's why I said that Giants game was so important. If they would have lost that game, he would have been losing his friggin' mind right now.
Although I will say, as I was scrolling through my socials yesterday and I saw the imminent helicopter, Jerry's copter flying into Frisco, it wouldn't have surprised me to see Davante Adams get out of it. I'm just saying it wouldn't have been out of the realm, and it shouldn't be. Jerry's got the money. Now, he'd be leveraging the future, but that won't be the first time he's done it. He's just suddenly become very averse to doing that over the last couple of years. He has made deals in the regular season before, just like he's fired head coaches during the regular season before. It just seems like he is just not the guy we think he is, and we continue to assume what was will be, and it's not. I mean, this is not the Jerry Jones that people think they are. This is the guy who skinflinted his way through the entire offseason, who did absolutely nothing to improve the team. And why should we expect now, after he's spent what little money he thinks he has, that he'd go spend another $100 million on a wide receiver? Because that's what it'll cost by the time you bring him in and give him a new deal.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People don't. Everybody's like, well, his last 2 years aren't guaranteed, so they could cut him after this year with no penalty, and that's true. If you trade for Davante, you can keep him this year. He'll cost you about $1 million a week, and at the end of the year, you can cut him, walk away, and it doesn't hurt you at all.
He ain't coming for that.
But
he ain't playing for that.
Also, who's giving up a second-round pick for that?
Well,
who's giving a second-round pick and an asset for that?
He ain't playing to get cut, and I ain't giving away a second-rounder for a dude that's leaving in January.
So whoever signs Davante, what my guess is Davante Adams comes in wherever he goes and says, hey, here's what I'd like. I'd like to void these last 2 years of my contract. I'd like to sign a new deal, probably a 4-year deal, and I want this to be my farewell tour. Like, I want this to be the last place I play. I want this to be my last contract. And if you trade a second-round pick for him, that makes sense. You know, like, you don't trade second-round picks for rentals in the NFL.
You got to be knocking on the door. Yeah. I mean, you legit, so it limits the teams that he can go to when he says that.
Well, I think he's limiting the teams he would consider going to anyway.
That's when you do that, you've got to be knocking on the door. He wants that. He wants a successful quarterback, limits the teams even more. And then you've got to be able to give up a second rounder and another value piece, whatever that might be. So we're talking 4 teams. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the Cowboys fit every definition that would be good for him. An established quarterback, a team trying to get someplace, not just treading water or heading south with a bridge quarterback, an offense that is fine for a wide receiver. I don't think there's a better place for him to land, given the teams that are going to be in a situation to go get him. Now, granted, Kansas City, he'd be great in Kansas City, but I'm not sure they need him as bad as other teams.
Well, I really don't think the Raiders will trade in division.
Oh, that's the other thing. That's just not ever going to happen.
The Chargers and the Chiefs could both use him greatly, but I don't think they want him, or I don't think the Raiders want him there.
So now you're down to the Jets, the Cowboys.
I think you can the Steelers,
maybe Baltimore if they really had a wild hair.
Apparently, Buffalo's in the conversation now. They've entered the chat, and the Commanders.
The Commanders.
Here's what I'll say about that, though. Of all the teams, and apparently the Saints are interested as well.
Well, that would be a Dennis Allen magic trick. If he could manage this and put these two together in New Orleans, more power to him.
Here's the thing about the Jets, and apparently the Jets are the preferred destination for Davante Adams, and that sounds nice in theory. How many more years after this year do you think Aaron Rodgers plays with the Jets?
With Davante, I'd give him another year minimum. If he shows up, I would say 2 more years. Without him, I give him 1 more year max.
My guess is Aaron Rodgers plays this year and plays next year.
Yeah. Without Davante.
No, I think with Davante.
With Davante, I think 2 years. I think he will make a deal with Davante, you and me together, unless injuries.
I don't know. I mean, are they going to re-sign Aaron Rodgers?
What's his deal?
I think he's expired at the end of next year. I think that's what his deal is. But
I'm just saying with Davante, if he's going to be here for 4 years.
But also, how good is Aaron Rodgers going to be in 3 years? Aaron Rodgers looks kind of washed right now, doesn't he?
Well, you could argue that the wide receivers fall off a cliff about the same way running backs do. So by the time this contract's voidable, I'll be able to get rid of Davante for.
All I'm saying is all the teams you mentioned, Cowboys, Ravens, even Bills, Commanders, all those teams have quarterbacks that would be there for the duration of Davante Adams' next contract. The Jets don't have that.
No, but they have, I think, the full faith, backing, and credit of the NFL and the rest of any television sponsor that the best place for the league for him to land would be in New York. The best for the NFL and the brand that they are, the league that they are, pairing him together with Aaron and Alan Lazard for that matter too, would be the best storyline possible for the league?
You mentioned Alan Lazard, Mike Williams, both are making $10 million this season.
I think Williams is a tradable asset at this point.
He's on a 1-year deal.
I think so. If we're talking about expendable incomes and like things, I think Mike Williams is a dude that you go, all right, here's Mike. You get a guy. We'll take your guy. And both of them are going to be walking away from us within a year anyway.
And the Jets also need to figure out what they're going to do with Hassan Reddick. They've said they're not going to trade him.
Of all the guys that the Cowboys should be talking about, maybe Hassan Reddick should be the dude that we're talking about trading for.
Yeah, maybe so. But then you've got to pay Hassan Reddick. That's why he's holding out. That's why he's not showing up, is because he wants to get paid. Do you want to pay him? No, because you got to pay Micah.
Well, eventually he will play for his contract when the vesting year comes up. It'll be one of those deals where he has to get the year of credit.
No,
so he's going
to
show up. So everybody's just playing the waiting game on him.
Yeah, it's an odd situation, but the Jets have the salary cap. They do, and my guess is now Devontae missed last week with a hamstring injury that he suffered in practice and didn't play. My guess is that hamstring is still bothering him this week. It's probably going to bother him until he shows up and sees a new set of trainers, is my guess, because I don't think the Raiders can fix his hamstring.
I've said I think it's the best storyline going to the Jets. What about you? You think it would be Washington? Where's the place, if you could pick the best for him, best for the team, where would it be?
I think Buffalo or Baltimore. I mean, to me, when you if I'm Devontae Adams and I'm 31 years old, my assumption is Devontae Adams wants to win.
I think that's, yeah.
Then, which I say that knowing full well he got traded to the Raiders. He knew the Raiders were never going to win a Super Bowl.
Well, I think he believed once he got there and he was going to be paired with his dude, and he had Crosby.
You think he thought the
there.
Raiders could win the Super Bowl?
Well, keep in mind when this happened, when he went, they had Derek Carr. Waller looked like a surefire Pro Bowler for a while. They had the little wide receiver on the other side, was Hunter Renfrow, whatever his name was, catching balls right and left. It looked like there was a possibility that they could be in the mix. Now, it collapsed as fast as he got there, but
if I'm him, it's Buffalo or Baltimore. Those are the easiest paths to success right now. You've got a quarterback who's you've got an MVP caliber quarterback there. You can win games.
Do you think he would be willing to go? Now, in Baltimore, he'd be the third option.
Well, the third option?
Yeah, behind the quarterback and the running back. I think he'd be the third option.
Oh, well.
But I think if elsewhere, he might be a bigger option, if that's what's matters.
I mean,
does
he
stats
would be,
and wins, or is it just wins?
I mean, I think he probably wants both.
Well, then that would be Buffalo.
In Buffalo, he'd be the second option because Josh Allen is the first option for everything. But also the Bills, you have to figure out, like, man, the reason why Stephon Diggs crybabied his way out is the Bills are more about, hey, what's going to get us wins versus
I think I saw the
giving
best
you
quote.
your best numbers.
They got too good for him to be what he was.
Yeah.
The Buffalo just got too good. They didn't need him anymore.
No.
And I don't know if that applies to Devontae other than he would have to understand his place, that you are not going to be the diva number one that Stephon thought he was. That you will be the first option from the best player.
But I'm curious, but I also think Dallas would be a good landing spot. I think it makes sense, but are the Cowboys willing to commit more money? That's tough. I don't know. They'd probably, maybe if they were able to send some salary relief back in exchange. You mentioned DeMarcus Lawrence. That'd be a dream world, like where you could. But that's not really a need.
And if I'm Devontae, I'm landing in a place where you just gave up what little talent you did have on the offensive line. We just got kind of worse for me being here.
Yeah. No, it's a tough situation for the Cowboys, but it'd be beautiful to have it.
Again, I'm not saying the Cowboys have to do it, and I understand the financial ramifications of doing this versus what Micah means, and you got other guys you're going to have to pay here coming up. But you are crazy, Jerry. You're not doing your due diligence, your professional responsibilities, if you're not at least making a call and making an offer.
I think so, too. The other thing is, if I'm the Jets or if I'm the Raiders and I'm talking to the Jets, I'm getting one of those running backs. It's either Braylon Allen or Breece Hall, one of those guys. And Breece Hall was
my first ask.
Yeah, that's what I would ask, too. And I'd say, you know what? Keep your second rounder. Just give me Breece Hall. Breece Hall and a third rounder. Let's make that deal. because Breece Hall, his carries are going down. Braylon Allen's playing better. But either one of those guys would be the instant starter for the Raiders. And then you could add a pick as well. That's what I would ask for. And I know the Jets are going to try to be like, oh, man, yeah. Dude, don't bend the knee to Davante Adams every wish. You want to get traded? Okay, we'll find you a trade partner, but we're not going to take nothing back in return.
Well, you wonder if this is a hinge point for Saleh. Where is he in on this? Because he might be in a position to where he wants or doesn't want something that his GM and owner do want. This could be it's him or me kind of situation. Does he want another guy like Davante diverting attention, being a magnet for all the things that Saleh hates?
All I know is I was under the impression that Garrett Wilson was supposed to be Davante Adams. And right now, Garrett Wilson ain't Davante Adams. And you talk about dealing with diva wide receivers. Imagine how Garrett Wilson's going to feel when suddenly you're not even the number one option.
Yeah, he becomes a distant second option, maybe third, because all you ever hear about Rodgers talking about is once Lazard gets back on his feet, and we're going to be really clicking. That makes him third.
Oh man, and it's not going to be. I don't know. I don't know that it's with Rodgers if it's going to be an elite passing offense anyway. I don't know how much is to go around.
I expect this is going to linger. I don't think anybody's in a race because everybody knows that there is a built-in deadline, that there is going to be a time that either he's going to be a Raider or he's not. We're still a couple of weeks away. And if I'm the Raiders, I'm holding out for everything I want. I'm not going into the playoffs, and there's going to be a dread injury. You just know that there's going to be a team out there that's going to suffer an injury that's going to need far more now or later a Davante than they need now. And then you're waiting on these other four teams that are chasing wins that might be escaping. You got all that with a deadline that's built in. There'll be a deal made, but it won't be this week or next week, I bet.
We'll talk about a couple other wide receivers in the league on the other side. I also have to tell you that Thursday Night Football, San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Thursday Night Football. This week the Falcons play the Bucks. Starts at 6:30 with the pregame Thursday Night Football presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. All right. More football on the other side, more receiver talk on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Slung it on out there.
Posted
right in time for deer season.
Naked pictures of his
Tommy Lee Schlong
business.
I don't know if Tommy Lee Schlong can type. Hi, Mr. Schlong.
Hi, John. I tell you, no, I can't type. No, but I can dictate.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's that time of year where the Dolphins suck enough that Tyreek Hill had to come out and say that he's committed to being on the Dolphins.
Well, that's where your paycheck is.
Despite being 1-3, he had to basically address the fact that he still wants to be a Dolphin. He had 4 catches for 23 yards on Monday night, which gave him 87 receiving yards over the last 3 games.
Directly corresponding to Tua's.
Mm-hmm. Head falling off. Our pets' heads are falling off. He didn't speak after the game on Monday, and some speculation was popping up that maybe he was going to try and get back to Kansas City. which, yeah, it'd be nice, right?
Well, you act like they want him. I'm sure they do want him to the extent that everybody wants Tyreek Hill, but they have had you and let you go.
That's true. Yeah, they didn't. The Chiefs determined that they weren't going to pay that money
and
for
managed to go get a ring.
Yeah.
So
he said, "I'm just focused on right here and right now. We've got a beautiful team here, and I want to be a part of it. We've got a great situation. My family loves it. I enjoy it. The weather's great. The fans are great. So we got a beautiful situation here, man. We all know the NFL is a business. Whatever happens, happens. But moving forward, I would love to be here. I love being here."
Do you think there's some backroom work in Miami to go get somebody now?
I don't know who they could get.
I don't know either. I
think they made a
names.
mistake feeling like if I had Tua and I knew his history, I would have done everything I could to have a top tier backup quarterback situation.
Right.
Skylar Thompson would have never factored into the equation. It would have been, he went down. Good news, Tyrod Taylor's coming in, or somebody.
Well,
you know,
maybe that kind of guy. I mean, because this is just beginning. You think Tyreek Hill's going to be a happy man, and when they have lost 9 consecutive games? I mean, do you think that? I mean, the announcement next time he's standing in front of the press, he's going to be just like this. I just wonder if Miami has to do something just to keep the and this is just to keep the guys interested. You know, this could collapse. This is a finesse team that has to be finessed, and right now chaos is ruling this place.
I think a phone call worth making would be to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson
you and I
right
are
now.
Thinking the same thing. Maybe you go get yourself a Russell.
And you know what? It's a low risk proposition, but I mean, can he be worse than Skylar Thompson?
He can't. And then now you're in the realm of the guy they should have had backing up Tua anyway.
Yeah.
So you're two birds with one stone. At the very least, you're bringing in a guy with a little bit of sheepskin on the wall. But Pittsburgh knows this. They don't got to make any kind of deal, so you're going to have to give up something. And I don't know how much you feel like you need to give up. But right now, there's not even a light at the end of the tunnel. There's just a tunnel. I mean, you assume that Tua's going to try to come back. You know, everybody who knows him or witnessed this is saying don't.
Well, on top of that, the Dolphins are losing more bodies. Jalen Phillips, they're extremely talented and extremely oft-injured
enigmatic
pass rusher, got hurt again and tore his ACL. He's done for the season. I mean, this is a disastrous season with no fix. So the question becomes like, is it even worth going and trying to college? I mean, no. The answer. I mean, you got married to Tua this offseason, remember?
Yeah, but I mean, if he is in fact done and we can void his contract and all that goes away,
they're saying he's gonna be back in 2 weeks.
Well, that's what. But you've got to. I agree. He's probably coming back. But we hope the better angels for everybody involved talks him out of it. But even if he does, we're a strong breeze and a butterfly kiss away from him forgetting his name for a little while. And
if I'm the Dolphins, I am using my next draft pick on a quarterback.
So is he in college? And if he is in college, then you don't do crap. You don't. Yeah. I'm not trading for anybody.
Because you don't want to be better this year.
Right. So if you see your quarterback in college, you better not just see one. You better see 3 guys that you go, well, these 3, they might all work out. Then you don't do anything. But if you don't see them, you got to go get Russell or somebody like him, or this Tyreek Hill's not going to be on your team next year, or at least will be standing on the sidelines in shorts.
Yeah,
in practice.
I think my goal going forward, if I'm the Dolphins, is I want to be worse than the Panthers. I want to be. I don't know if there's any. I certainly want to be worse than the Giants, who are also going to be in the market for a quarterback. I want to be worse than the Rams. So any team that is going to be bad and might want a quarterback, my goal is to be worse than them. Oh, the Titans, too. I forgot about your boy, Will Levis.
No, but they're safe with him.
Yeah,
they got their guy. They got their guy.
They
Tennessee
really think
is
they
not
do.
in the market, man.
Morons. They should be. They should. They got mayonnaise in their eyes if they think that dude can play.
You guys are staring into the sun, man. He is that good. You can't see it.
The Browns are the other one. You might want to be worse than them. But there's some teams it's not going to matter. The Patriots. I think the Patriots believe they've got their guy. I don't know if they do, but they believe they do.
Carolina thinks they got their guy. Just needs some time to get him percolating.
I don't know. I think they may have changed their mind. I really do. But yeah. So. But my goal as the Dolphins is let this be almost and you know what it could be like? It could be like the year that David Robinson was hurt and the Spurs got Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
It could just be like, man, this was a disaster, but hey, look what we got for it, and now going forward, we can be good again.
You're going to lose Tyreek Hill in the mess if you're not careful.
You might.
It just concerns me that this dude had to come out and say, "No, I'm good. No, I'm fine. I'm a Dolphin for
wide
life,
receivers
whatever
are
you want to call
such a pain in the ass, aren't they? They are. The fact that today, if you go to ESPN.com today, you'll still read stories about Stephon Diggs and why Buffalo moved on from him. He's been we're four games into the regular season of the year after they moved on from him. It's like, who cares about Stephon Diggs anymore in Buffalo? But I guess they're playing each other this week. But the idea that the story is still being brought up, and Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are both being asked about it at media availability this week is crazy to me. It's like, dude, we moved on. And I know they're looking for their sound bites.
Yeah.
And Josh has been very careful about, I'm not playing this game. I'm just, hey, I loved playing with Steph.
I get it this week because it was the first time that you really felt like maybe they do miss Steph. It was the first time you really saw Josh running around and kind of looking for a stud. But I don't think the game was over there.
Unless Steph Diggs was playing linebacker or defensive tackle, it wasn't going to help.
Right.
That was on the defense is who they should be looking at there. They should be saying, man, I sure wish we had Jordan Poyer again or something like that. But no, it's the thing about wide receivers is when you got a good one, you got to keep them happy. And if you can't keep him happy, it's not worth having him.
Right.
It's a pain in the ass, but that's the NFL. All right. When we come back, what are we gonna get? Oh, I guess we'll dive deeper into the Astros. I wanted to hit that conversation about Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman, and one other Astro that may have seen his last day as a Houston Astro. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle on 94.1. Guys, I got to tell you about SA Card House, and I am loving this place. I've already been a couple times, and just feels good to be at the tables again. Gives me that vibe being back in Vegas, getting some cards in my hands, making some money. Located just off 281 at Bitters, this is the place to play in San Antonio. Super easy. You go in, you get your membership, and basically you're on the team now, and you play tournaments, you play cash, whatever you're into. You can earn by playing cash, earn bonuses. They've always got tournaments going. Every day they've got tournaments, and right now through the 6th, starting today through the 6th, you can get in today. There's a 6 p.m. flight today. They've got a 12 p.m. and a 6 p.m. tomorrow, a 12 p.m. and a 5 p.m. on Saturday, and then a 9 p.m. turbo on Saturday. The top 10% of those day one guys are going to go to day two at noon on Sunday and have a chance to win $50K. That's right, baby. So get out there, check it out. Enjoy the food while you're there. The food is outstanding. I was shocked at how good the food was because this is an actual bar and grill right next to it, Foster's Bar and Grill. This is not like just bar food. This is legit gourmet stuff. Stop by, check it out for yourself. And it's all skill levels welcome, so you don't have to be a shark to get in the water. Check it out. Check it out online, sacardhouse.com. I'll see you out there on the tables.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got a very busy morning rush hour going on. Let's start on the northeast side. On 35 northbound Pat Booker Road, got an accident that's taking up 2 lanes. The 25-minute delay, heavy from Thousand Oaks. 281 northbound Hildebrand, that wreck has been moved off the main lane, off to the shoulder. I-10 westbound at Wurzbach. This wreck has a right lane and the exit ramp blocked. On 35 southbound Judson Road, accident right lane. And 1604 eastbound approaching Stone Oak Parkway, right lane blocked with a crash. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Join the Blitz live this Friday at Encira Nissan for a meet and greet with some of the UTSA football stars and your chance to get some new exclusive UTSA merch, all benefiting UTSA football athletics. Plus, you can get tickets to the San Antonio Zoo, Fiesta Texas, and Tobin Center. The Blitz this Friday at Encira Nissan on I-10 between Wurzbach and Heidner. With 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America N.A. Copyright 2024.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
With fall savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,600 off select appliances from top brands like GE Profile. Save space and time with the new combo washer and dryer and do-it-all-in-one machine. And with Smart Dispense technology, the right amount of detergent is automatically added to every wash. Laundry day is a whole lot smarter with the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo with Smart Dispense only at the Home Depot. Right now, save up to $1,600 and financing on select appliances with fall savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid September 26th through October 16th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you love cowboy boots, you'll love this news. A new Tacova store is coming to 5300 Broadway in Alamo Heights. Inside, you'll find the finest handmade cowboy boots, Western apparel, and accessories for men and women. While you shop, enjoy complimentary drinks, boot shines, custom hat and boot branding, and more. Check out the Tacova's grand opening at 5300 Broadway in Alamo Heights. Friday, October 4th through Sunday, October 6th. Enjoy live music and free swag for the first 50 folks in the door daily. Tacovas, don't go gently.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
It's the Ancira Nissan end of summer sales event at Ancira Nissan on I-10 West. Lease this 2024 Rogue SV for just $246 per month for 36 months. Or buy this 24 Leaf SV and take $10,000 off MSRP. Come on by or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The end of summer sales event at Ancira Nissan on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Heibner.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys hit the road for a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh, but they are banged up. What are they going to do?
We'll ask Stephen Jones when he joins us at 4:35.
John McClain will join us at 5:15 to talk Houston Texans.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
John McClain's on the Blitz today. You can hear him at 5:15. Boys, Texans, if they lose to the Bills, it's going to be pathetic. I hope they're serving burgers in the press box and not the chicken fingers. Chicken fingers have been dry the last couple months, and listen, it's pathetic that an organization as big as the Texans can't get moist chicken tenders. They did have the lemon squares, and those were really good, really solid.
I wish people knew John around San Antonio. Because that's perfectly John.
What a guy.
John is a man whose priorities have always been perfectly in place.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're
That's right, Rob. First, I got to breathe. I got to make sure that in every sentence I take at least 2 or 3 breaths just to make sure. Oxygen, it turns out it's real important to life.
Well, for him being a Baylor fan and a Texans fan for all these years.
Baylor football's pathetic, Rob.
Pathetic.
They can't win a thing. Dave Aranda's got to go.
I don't want to sidetrack you on Dave Aranda's got to go. But
He's got to go.
We were talking in the break about Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Getting in, getting out. And Pete Rose dying and never being in the Hall of Fame. And what would be worse? Going like Pete, knowing I'm never going to get in. It is what it is. Or being one of the the family of a posthumous entrant into the Hall of Fame. They couldn't find the time to put it in when the cat was alive.
Yeah, I think that's worse. That's why I said don't put Pete Rose in now.
Yeah,
you missed your chance. Especially, it mattered so much to Pete Rose. Like, it mattered so much. And now he's dead. Like, you can't give it to him now that he's dead. Like, the Hall of Fame does you no good when you're dead.
Right. And I think it's almost, and certainly it makes you, as a family, to remember the lost one that should have been in. But just the pain of, if you'd have done this a couple of years ago, he could have actually enjoyed this.
And you know what? I think there's some guys who, and there's always this guilt with these Hall of Fames. Like, one day they'll realize, here's a great example of it. Steve McMichael.
Right. And he's,
you think Steve McMichael's enjoying being in the Hall of Fame now? I don't even know if Steve McMichael knows he's in the Hall of Fame.
For those unaware, he's dealing with ALS and really at the end stages of it.
But, now they're like, oh, we forgot to put Steve McMichael in the Hall of Fame. We better do that now.
Do it now. At least, he was there. So I will give him a little bit of late credit. I mean, they're getting better. But anytime I see any player who has gotten in by the Legends Committee, 20 years after he was first available, and he gets in, you go, what is our point here?
That guy wore a leather helmet.
Right.
He's way long since buried.
So his grandson gets to celebrate the fact that something that his grandfather never got.
Right.
So I don't like that. I'd much rather have known like Pete. I'm never getting in. It sucks. Other than to die knowing I should have or could have.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Got to tell you guys about the Fighting Aggies of Texas A&M. They are playing right here on our little station. They take on the Missouri Tigers. Mizzou. Top 25 matchup. Not many of those this week. So
we're in the top 20? I thought we were 26th.
Nope, tied for 25th.
Tied. Oh, we got a raise.
You're in the
We're
mix.
right in there with Boise State, are we?
That's right. You can catch the game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Starts at 10 Saturday morning with the pregame kickoff. Is set for 11. It's brought to you by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. So check out the Ags Saturday morning here on our little station.
It's the best early game. It is. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Aggies. And if they play well, it's something they need to do in front of a national audience. And I think they're going to have Wegman's going to be playing. I can't imagine.
So?
He's going to. Then I don't, unless he's either going to play a lot or he's not going to play at all. There's not going to be an in between. I don't think Marcel Reed is done for the year. I think you're going to see him. They know that he's got some some weapons that Wegman doesn't have. But this is a team that was built for Wegman. Good, bad, or indifferent. They're going back to him.
I'll say this: the success that has been had against Mizzou this year, and Mizzou's had 2 close games, 2 one-score games for a team that's supposed to be really good. I'm not sure that they are. But those 2 close games against Vanderbilt, which was an overtime win, a double overtime win actually, and Boston College that I think they won by 6. What those 2 teams have in common is Castellanos and Diego Pavia are both running quarterbacks. And Pavia in particular had a lot of success running on Missouri's defense. And that might be a path to some success for the Aggies, but that would, of course, be on Reed and not on Wegman.
Right. Wegman's not going to be running.
No. I don't know that Wegman knows how to run. I don't know that he's got shoes to run.
I can tell you we don't want him running. That guy can barely hold up a hiccup. I mean, if he seizes too hard, he's going to pull something. So I do expect to see that. The Aggies are hitting, getting a team that was scared by Vanderbilt, scared them, and got a week to get over the fear and got prepared.
That's a scary thing for the Aggies.
This is a tough situation.
From a spot standpoint, like I think I like the so for me, I do power ratings every week for college
They're in their
football.
weight class. This is a weight class fight.
I have Missouri and Aggie power rated the same.
Yeah.
The difference is to me, and when you talk about Kyle Field, which is a good home field advantage, the number to me is right. So this should be Missouri, or this should be Aggies -2.5.
If they win, and they do it as they have recently, not pretty, but they punch out a win at home against a Missouri team that's average regarded. What do you put them as their power rating? Do they get up into the early 20s, or are they exactly where they should be?
Let me see where I've got them, like in the national scheme.
I think that the Aggies are about where they should be. This is a team that got holes, and I think as an Aggie fan, what I find so thrilling is, if you can find this thrilling, is a team that's winning despite problems. And this is, in the history of the Aggies, problems meant losses. Everything had to be perfect to get wins.
I've got Missouri, Kansas State, A&M, and Kentucky all at the same power rating, like same number, because that's what I really use it for, is to decide this team should be favored by the X many points. But I have those 4 teams equal, and they are rated 17, 18, 19, and 20. So basically 17 to 20
And
range.
I think that's exactly where A&M should be at this point in the season. Now, if they can establish some rhythm at quarterback, whether it's Reed or Wegman, but the rhythm will be very different depending on the quarterback then I do see some improvement coming. But this isn't the pivot point game for the Aggies. They knew this was going to be a tough one. I think they circled it knowing we'll have a very good idea of who we're going to be as we carry through. But a loss certainly will signify
limitations for the season.
Definite limitations. And in that point, as an Aggie fan, you just start dreading injuries, because at that point, an injury at one dread position, whether it be guard or tackle or something like that, then the dominoes start to fall and you lose everything.
This game is way more important to Missouri than it is to A&M, because Missouri's got bigger goals.
Right.
Missouri still if they keep winning, they can be a playoff team. I don't think Texas A&M, I think after the Notre Dame game, Texas A&M, the chances of them making the playoffs.
Well, again, you went out and you got one loss.
You're in. You went out, but you still have, you still have Texas on the schedule. You still have LSU on the schedule.
Like every team now. If you went out and you got 1 or 2 losses, you're going to be there.
But
up to 12.
They also had,
they're not going to have just 2 losses, though.
A&M also lucked out that every tough game they've got this year is at home.
Yeah, but I think you're correct in the aspirations of the 2 different teams are very different. One is just trying to get better every week, and one is trying to be playing in December.
If A&M finished 9-3,
we dance home.
First year under Elko, they'd be thrilled.
Yes, we dance home. That's a New Year's Day game.
Mizzou had aspirations to make the playoff at the beginning of the season. If they lose this game, that falls apart.
But I will say this, and this is one of the few schools that I can say this and not be tongue-in-cheek. I think in the world of power rankings, as far as if both schools were to end the season with the same record, Missouri and A&M, both of them 9-3, A&M would be chosen to go to a bowl game 8 times out of 10 over Missouri, just because the
Fan
cachet
base,
for A&M. We
yeah.
travel and we spend money, and so I think A&M only has to tie Missouri at the end of the year to be considered a better.
Now here to me is the downside for Texas A&M in this game. This is because Vanderbilt scared Mizzou. Had A&M played Mizzou the week after the Vanderbilt scare, I'd think, this is real bad news for Missouri or for A&M. It may help them that they got a bye, but I think when you consider that Missouri got a bye, they got a week to figure things out, and A&M just played such a physical game, which that Arkansas game is always a rock'em sock'em type of game. That puts Mizzou in a spot advantage here. A&M has a bye week next week, so this is the focus spot. But Missouri has UMass next week, which is basically a bye week.
Yes.
So I again, while I think of these two teams as pretty much equal, the spot certainly favors Missouri.
Do you have the numbers in front of you? What are we looking at over under here on the score? Do they have
I can look up the total.
My comfort level with Aggies win is a higher score.
Okay, you want it to be a shootout?
I wouldn't go shootout, but I think for the Aggies to win, they're going to have to offer at least as much offense as we saw in Arkansas and more.
48.5.
That's probably a better Missouri number.
A&M, you can get A&M as a 2-point favorite. There's 2s, 2.5s out there, but you can, if you like A&M, you can get 2.
I'll say this: Missouri is going to have to throw, and if they can get the ball out of his hands, the cornerbacks for A&M are a little suspicious.
And the receivers for Missouri are very
top notch,
good.
but they're going to have to get it out. The Aggie front seven is as good as there is in football.
Mizzou's biggest issue right now is that Brady Cook is like, he can't hit the broadside of a barn.
He's going to be under pressure.
He was so good last year, and he really turned Mizzou from being Mizzou under Eli Drinkwitz was 6-6 every year, and they took a huge leap last year because Brady Cook played so well. I was looking up the stats. I was putting some handicapping on this game, and he's outside the top 80 in on target percentage.
Wow.
And with those receivers, it's like, dude, how? All you got to do is like just get it in the general vicinity. He's been bad, and it hasn't cost him yet. They're 4-0, but there's a reason why, they're 4-0 and they're a dog against Texas A&M.
Well, because meet Mr. Scorton. We got a couple Shamars coming at you. This front seven he's going to be under duress. Now, whether he can deliver will be the difference in the game.
Wow, that took a turn. We were supposed to talk Astros there, and we'll just talk some college football instead.
They play about 150 miles away. It's close.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, this is like I said, with Mizzou, the rest of their schedule, I don't want to say Mizzou has a loss penciled in, but Mizzou has to go to Alabama at some point this season.
Kentucky is going to be.
They don't have Kentucky.
They don't have Kentucky on them.
No.
They're lucky.
Honestly, outside of that Alabama game, you could argue this is their toughest game. They're home against Oklahoma, and I don't know what Oklahoma is. So it's either this game at A&M or home against Oklahoma is their second toughest game left. So, but if Mizzou is a one-loss SEC team and their one loss is at Alabama, they're a playoff team.
No doubt, without hesitation. And that knocks at least one Big Ten ACC team completely out of the loop, second place.
But I think anytime, if you've got 2 losses in the SEC, unless you're Alabama or Georgia or one of those types, like a program that's got, a little more cachet, you ain't making it.
Well, right now, I would say if I'm balancing conference strength, it feels like the SEC is just slightly deeper.
Slightly than the Big Ten?
Than the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that if it comes to this conference or the other, SEC wins out. And ACC is way down this year. So ACC is going to get a team. That's
I think the ACC could get 2.
Oh, they're going to have to get lucky.
Because I think Clemson and Miami, I think those are the 2 teams that could get in from the ACC. But the Big 12 is getting 1.
Max.
So if we say that's 4 teams.
So Missouri's got a shot.
You got
as we
8
sit.
spots left.
They've got a shot as we sit.
Well, and a lot of it will also depend. You need Notre Dame to lose a game. A one-loss Notre Dame is going to be in.
They're going to have to be pretty to close things out.
Even losing to Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
Now, because it would give them a win over USC along the way. So, ideally, if you're an SEC backer, you want more SEC teams in. You need Notre Dame to lose also.
That's easy. That's easy to read.
Everybody wants Notre Dame to lose, but I think in the Big Ten, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan. I guess USC's in there.
I was going to say you probably got one more in there.
Indiana's undefeated. I don't know that they're going to stay undefeated, but they're undefeated for now. Illinois is, I think, Illinois 2-1, 3-1. So I mean, there's a lot of good teams there, but again, we're so early into the conference seasons that they're going to start falling off. Everybody's going to start falling off now. We're going to learn a lot about these teams in the next couple weeks.
Saturday matters for A&M. 11 o'clock kick right here. By 4 o'clock, you'll know the fortunes whether they're going to be playing in the Poulan Weed Eater Bowl or heading towards something worthy.
I mean, if you win this weekend, if A&M wins this weekend, it's going to take some finger crossing.
But
a win over Texas then probably puts you into the playoff, which is wild to think about. All right, so Morning Huddle. We'll be back. We'll talk some Astros next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got a very busy morning rush hour going on. Let's start on the northeast side. On 35 northbound Pat Booker Road, got an accident that's taking up 2 lanes. It's a 25-minute delay, heavy from Thousand Oaks. 281 northbound Hildebrand, that wreck has been moved off the main lane, off to the shoulder. I-10 westbound at Wurzbach, this wreck has a right lane and the exit ramp blocked. On 35 southbound Judson Road, accident right lane. And 1604 eastbound approaching Stone Oak Parkway, right lane blocked with a crash. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America N.A. Copyright 2024.
In the Bible's creation account, I'm struck by the fact that the humans God put in the garden didn't have any anxiety. One writer defines anxiety as an automatic reaction to a threat, real or imagined. The root meaning of the word anxiety means to choke or to take by the throat. One of the ways we know we are anxious is a tightening feeling in our chest. In that original garden, there was no such thing as death nor any of the lesser evils humans have encountered since that produce anxiety. So one of the essential skills humans must develop in this life is how to deal with anxiety that comes from relationships, families, marriages, health, vocation, and the unexpected, to name a few. One suggestion is to develop the ability to respond rather than react. This calls for reflection that leads to responsible action rather than reactive impulses. So take some time today to reflect on what you've learned from anxious times in the past. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, with a thought about anxiety. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you are a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print everything for my business. Sure can. And the quality is guaranteed? Absolutely. Plus, you'll beat any price quote. Is that right? For sure. How about this one? We'll beat it. Can you print menus, signs, and flyers? Sure can. How about blueprints? No problem. What about red prints? Not a real thing. What if they were? We'd print them, and they'd look amazing.
Now at Staples, print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details and staples.com/price match for in-store price match guarantee.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on it every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on it. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on it. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Astros season came to a close yesterday as the Gritty Tigers closed them out 5-2 in a Game 2 sweep of the Wild Card Series. A.J. Hinch got his revenge as the season comes to a close for the Astros. Dallas Cowboys, Brandon Cooks and Micah Parsons did not practice yesterday. Parsons out for a high ankle sprain. Brandon Cooks out with what is said to be an infection from a common solution to avoid a scope for the meniscus, according to Dallas Cowboys Dr. Dan Cooper. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 3 of the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob on a Thursday. Small Friday, Rob. We made it.
Have made it. I'm
feels good.
Already gone, baby.
Already gone. So are the Astros.
Already gone.
Already gone.
Now,
who saw that coming?
How long do you wait before you start talking about it next year?
Today's the day.
So we're already there.
No, yeah, I think so. I think because the Astros have real questions about their future, starting with Alex Bregman, who, remember this, and I was thinking about this when you were talking about Bregman versus Tucker and how you're going to have to take care of Tucker. He's the one you got to take care of. The start of this season when the Astros were just dreadful. You remember that?
Well, yeah.
Alex Bregman was hitting like 081 through the first 2 months of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And the Astros' woes coincided with his. Bregman did something to fix his swing. He said it was something with his hips. And suddenly, Astros start winning every game. They start winning every game in spite of the fact that Kyle Tucker's not even on the team because he's hurt. So while my initial thought is, yeah, you'd much rather pay the younger, more versatile Kyle Tucker, it seems like Alex Bregman's pretty damn important to what these guys do.
You know, I think Spurs fans have a unique perspective on this because we watched a team grow old, get away a little bit from a title, and decide, you know what? We're just going to hang with what we've got. We're gonna keep guys that have been here for a minute that might not be at the level they used to be, but there's a benefit to the corporate knowledge that they have. And that was kind of a watchword with the Spurs, the corporate knowledge that we're passing things along. We're not going to turn the battleship. It takes a minute, and we're not going to extricate talent for youth, even though the youthful talent might be better. And it in the end was successful, though it was only successful once. I don't know if it can be replicated. I don't know if I would even want to try. But I do know that no matter what they do, Bregman has put himself in a position to go make a bunch of money.
Sure.
This was the plan with Boris all along, that you were going to play your way through here, and ideally, the last year of contract, you'd have taken this team through to a CS at some point. It didn't happen. Bregman's not coming back. Didn't I just see him tweet like, "Thanks, Houston"? I think he's already. I think he already knows.
They did like a goodbye at bat.
It sucks, but this is where the Astros were going, and they're losing. I'm trying to find the best description of what Bregman is, because I do believe that Bregman is not just a thermometer. You know, he doesn't just tell you the temperature. He's a thermostat. He sets the temperature, and you just brought it up. I mean, they sucked when he sucked. When he was good, they got good. Yeah. So he's a thermostat. He sets the temperature, and when you lose the thermostat, I'm not sure Altuve's the thermostat anymore. Who's going to be the guy that sets the tone? And if I'm going to let him go, I got to feel pretty comfortable that there's a guy in my locker room that will be that thermostat that'll set the temperature, and you're going to live up to my expectations.
But the other side of that coin is you just paid Jose Altuve. You have two players who are just, at this point, better baseball players, better investments in Yordan and Kyle Tucker than Alex Bregman would be. So do you want to pay Bregman this much to be the third best bat in your lineup, assuming he's not better than or assuming he is better than Altuve, which I don't know if he is year to year.
Better than
Altuve's very consistent.
And I am not throwing out production per position and all the other things that go into this equation. The right move by the general manager handbook is you pay your young dudes, because eventually that contract will look little and you will have the talent in that particular position. The wise move is to do that. But when you get rid of a guy like Bregman, who does matter, that's a bigger void. He's what was the term we were using the other day? A force multiplier. He's more than just one dude when he's on, but sadly, he's just not going to be on as much as he used to be. And when he is on from now on, it's a 31-year-old on as opposed to a 26-year-old on. Very different.
These were the same conversations I was having in Houston when they let George Springer walk away.
And you had to do it.
And when they let Carlos Correa walk away. And since those two guys walked away, the Astros have added another trophy to their case.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much have no regrets about it, I don't think. With Springer, certainly I don't have like what Springer's turned into. It's like, see, got out of that thing right time.
But early on, it didn't look good.
Yeah.
I think that it's the natural progression, and it might make it a little bit easier to pull the Band-Aid off and wave goodbye to George, just because we lost, and it wasn't even a glorious loss. We just kind of put our tail between our legs and went home, and you did nothing to help. So if you're not lifting, you're not helping. It's time to go.
And also the Astros, I don't know where the Astros are from a pitching standpoint, but
I think if you ask them in their heart of hearts, they're pretty comfortable with where they are.
Well, I mean, assuming everybody comes back from these surgeries healthy, which who knows. They, you know what they've really got to, the mistake that they made, and I think what they don't want to let happen to them with another deal is letting a loyalty re-signing bite them in the ass. Lance McCullers Jr. was the ultimate example of they felt loyal to one of their homegrown guys. They paid him, and it was an absolute disaster. Because Lance McCullers Jr., I don't know if he's played a game since they gave that dude.
But
all
how
that
much
money.
of it was Lance?
What do you mean? How much of it was it was him being hurt on him, or how much of it was they wanted to keep around a guy that they grew and loved?
I mean, he can't stay healthy. I mean,
then why'd you pay him? Because we're loyal to our guys.
Well, you didn't. This is one of those situations where I didn't really blame him when they paid him.
I did. I thought it was so dumb.
But the injury situation. I mean, we haven't seen him in 2 months.
He is what he is. He is what he. We haven't seen him in. Has it been 2 months or 2 years?
2 years. Yeah.
The assumption is Justin Verlander, who said yesterday, after the loss, Justin Verlander said, I think I want to keep playing baseball. I think I've got more to give the game. He's 41 years old. My assumption is he's not going to be giving more to the game as a Houston Astro, which I'm okay with. I love Justin Verlander. I think Justin Verlander, I hope Astros fans understand the value that Justin Verlander brought to this team, and the Astros don't win that World Series in 2017 if they don't get Justin Verlander.
We part as friends. You did your job. We paid you a whole lot. We gave you a lot of money to do it, but you did your job.
But you know who else is a free agent? Yusei Kikuchi. You know who was the Astros' best pitcher down the stretch? Yusei Kikuchi.
Kikuchi, Arrighetti, Blanco, Brown. There's a future here if you invest wisely. I think if you ask the long term for the Astros, one of their more comfortable places, I think they got a bunch of inning eaters. And if Framber can stay Framber, you got a dude. That might be the healthiest part of this team.
The other thing that the Astros are going to have to kick the tires on is a first baseman. And the name that I keep hearing is, Pete Alonso. I don't know that you need a guy who strikes out 200 times a year but hits 50 home runs. I don't know that that's the answer. But it's certainly a name that you're going to hear. But remember, if you let go of Alex Bregman, now you've got another hole you got to fill.
Right.
And
this is where
I don't think you want Dubon to be an everyday player.
As a baseball fan, I have to divest myself from player evaluation. I don't know.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, I know what it takes to win, and I know what it matters with pitching and the right guys and the managers. But once we start getting into your role playing, hole filling in the middle of the infield, I leave that to the experts. And you tell me whether you think it's going to be that, and I'll trust the experts to tell me, because I have no idea whether Altuve is going to be, how much can Dubon do in the, I don't know. Yeah. I'll trust that. So all I know is that the Astros brain trust over the last 10 years has made the right decisions down the pike. But I've questioned how they spent the big money.
Well, Josh Hader gives you a good example of how they spent the big money. It doesn't look like it worked out. Jose Abreu is another example, a guy that they gave big money to, and it was a disaster. The Astros have swung and missed a couple times, and it's starting to catch up to them and hurt them.
But the Abreu was, we can fix him. And I hate anybody who says we can fix him.
Yeah. What I do know is if they don't have Alex Bregman, the Astros are going to be worse at third base than they were this year. Alex Bregman's the best available third baseman in free agency. You're not going to find one better.
Third base, arm, and locker room, there will be such a deficit. That will be the toughest thing to come back from. And, yeah, the third base and the arm and all that, it's the locker room. It's the 90-game guy that's still there, still pushing, still expecting, that you just don't replace.
But there's still there's a lot of guys hitting free agency that could help the Astros. The question is, how much are they willing to pay? I really think the only guy that's going to be off the table from a money standpoint for the Astros is Juan Soto. Like, I as far as current free agents after this season, the Astros won't be in the Juan Soto game. They can't afford Juan Soto. I think everybody else is kind of, okay, we could maybe work, like, maybe they could kick around a Cody Bellinger. Maybe they could look at maybe a Pete Alonso, although I don't think it's a great idea. Maybe a Gleyber Torres, somebody like that.
With all this, and you're talking about, this is kind of bare minimum stuff, right? I mean, you're doing just above what is required to maintain. If they just did the bare minimum this year, paid the guys appropriately, we say goodbye to Bregman, but, Tucker's back and he stays healthy. You get the sense we're going to be sitting here today, and maybe they're going to be playing in the All-Star. I mean,
they're not going to fall apart.
Yeah, they're going to be right back. Even
losing Bregman will not make them suddenly not the best. I still think next year they're the best. They're the team to beat in the AL West.
So I don't think that there's a deadline to really feel like you got to keep Bregman. If he's not here, it's just going to fall apart. I think they look at it and go, we keep the dudes we're supposed to. We're probably going to, Kikuchi's, we'll see. I think that's going to get expensive, but I think they'll probably expect to be able to hold on to him, and they got a decent staff. They got bats around there. I think they fully expect to be sitting right about where we are today next year, and if things break a different way, they're playing another couple of weeks.
Yeah, and if you've got a healthy Yordan and a healthy Kyle Tucker, and a healthy Jose Altuve, you've got a core. The question is, with Kikuchi, I think when they traded for him, they didn't expect him to be as good as he was. And now I'm not sure when they traded for him they intended to keep him.
This is an RPP, like, oh no.
They thought that he was just going to be a rental, and now they're like, damn, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good 3-4. He's solid.
Like, well, maybe we should do something to keep him around. But again, lots of questions for the Astros, and it's a lot easier for me to spend Jim Crane's money than it is for him to. All right, when we come back, we'll hear a little bit from Coach Mike McCarthy. And as the Cowboys get ready for a big Sunday night game this weekend against the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course. Oh, that brings me to this note. Look at this. South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys is, do you know what it is, Rob?
Right here.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This week, Cowboys coming off a mini bye as they now head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Starts with the pregame. That's at 6, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. All right, we'll hit a break. We'll hear from the coach next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, that tells me Monday morning is going to be a rough one. Cowboys playing late Sunday night. I'm going to have to step into a hot Connecticut's wash hour when I come in on Monday. I hope you got a Connecticut water system in your home right now, and if you do, you're already buttoned up. You're taken care of. Your pipes are safe. Your refrigerator's ice maker's putting out that clear ice. There's no powder at the bottom of any of your dishes. Your hair's clean. Your skin ain't dry. You're living your life the way you should with a water softener that's been designed with San Antonio and South Texas in mind. It's the most efficient water heater you're going to find. They got the awards on the wall to prove it. That doesn't work on power. You save yourself some salt. Do I need to go on, or should I just go ahead and tell you can have one of these in your home for 90 days without spending a penny? If you'll write 656 Pure down, call it as soon as we're done, Connecticut will come out and put one in your home with really no questions asked. They want you to find out what I know, and most of your neighbors already know, that you got the best water softener for where you are. You tired of spending money on salt? You tired of extra power bills because of your water softeners running in the middle of the night, which I never quite understood. See, Connecticut's, they run on kinetic energy. I don't know what that means. It's science. I just know it works. Listen close. If it's time, you make the decision. If you don't have a water softener, you better call them now. But if you've got one, take the opportunity to judge against the very best. Call 656 Pure. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. Sing it while you type it. Listen to me close. Go get yourself a Connecticut. Call them today, and I'm sure you're going to be coming by thanking me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys hit the road for a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh, but they are banged up. What are they going to do?
We'll ask Stephen Jones when he joined us at 4:35.
John McClain will join us at 5:15 to talk Houston Texans.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Hey Roadrunner fans, this is April Ansira, VP of Ansira Auto Group, inviting you to join me and the Blitz with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at Ansira Nissan on Friday, October 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. We will have a meet and greet with star players JT Clark and Jamal Ligon, a giveaway for tickets to the San Antonio Zoo, Fiesta Texas, and shows at the Tobin. But most exciting is exclusive UTSA merch we are selling to benefit UTSA football. See you October 4th. Birds up.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Showtime, baby! Showtime for the cat. Uh-oh.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Not even the mic.
Nothing to see here, friends. Nothing to see.
It's water. I'm looking at Greeny's quarter season awards.
Jets.
I'm rather surprised at his player of the year.
Jets. Player of the year.
All
Jets.
of them Jets. Coach of the year, Saleh.
Jets. Aaron
Player
Rodgers,
of the year,
MVP.
Sauce.
Jets.
Some sauce on him.
Brees Hall, Jets. Garrett Wilson, Jets. I don't know. I've got such disdain for Mike Greenberg now. I'm so sick of it. I don't imagine that's all you talk. If you're on national radio or television, all you talk about is one team all the time. It's such a beating to me.
Well, you know what? I remember when the Cubs were on the run. You know, when the Cubs were making their run and finally headed toward a World Series. And I kind of felt like, all right, get it out of your system. You know, all you Cub fans, enjoy your run, and then once you win it and it falls apart, go away again. And I kind of felt like at the beginning of this season, it was like, all right, Greeny and Jets fans, get it out of your system.
Dude,
enjoy the ride. But the sad thing is,
make the playoffs
that's
first.
it. The sad thing is, you're not ready to get it out of your system yet because you ain't good enough. So we had the expectation of a nice little run, and it ain't going to happen. So we're going to have to go through this now, and then once they retool, whenever that is, we're going to have to go through it again.
Yeah.
And the hope was one glorious run. It either works or it doesn't, but you got there to the finish line and either failed or succeeded. But it's only a year. We're going to have to go through this for 3 years now.
Yeah. At least last year, we had all the buildup, and then Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, and we didn't have to talk about the Jets.
And then it went away, but that's all pent up. It's like
no, he's healthy. Oh, he's going to be so good. He's good. Oh, yeah. Aaron Rodgers. He looks like he totally looks like Patrick Mahomes.
And how many Jet fans do you know personally? Do you know any?
I do.
Jet? You know how many?
I know
because you're in you've been in a market in Vegas where people come from there.
My co-host for the daily podcast I did was a Jets fan. He's
I
a
know
New Yorker.
not a one. I don't know a single Jet fan that has a shirt that can discuss draft histories, can tell you coaching lineages. I don't know one.
I'll tell you a brief story, a brief tale. When I left my job in Houston to go to Vegas, the show that they put on behind me was a 3-man show.
Uh-huh.
And
full of Jet fans?
There was one Jet fan who worked for the national network that my company owned,
Mm-hmm.
and they thought he's good. Let's put him on.
No, that never works.
And then they put him on with a guy from Austin and a guy who was from Houston. And the two Texas guys were okay. They were solid. And this Jets, the national guy just kept talking about the Jets. And he was like, not only was he talking about the Jets, he started doing a Jets podcast and would miss shows to go do Jets events.
Sounds like a cult.
So finally, the other two guys both just left. They said, we would rather not work here, and they both started their own thing. One of them does a Texans YouTube, and one of them does a Longhorns YouTube thing, and they're both having way more success. And then the station finally were like, we got to fire you, Jets guy, because you cost us a show because you're obsessed with the freaking Jets.
Well, and I see Greeny do this, and you have to feel like he's getting instructions from above, going, yeah, go with this.
No, I can't. I don't understand it. Listen, man, I understand that you can't ask guys on the radio not to be fans of anybody. I'm barely a fan of anybody. I want the Astros to win. I'm not in here crying because they lost, and I'm not going to come on the air at the beginning of the next season and tell you they're going to win the World Series. Same with the Bills. But I'm not going to – I can't imagine a world where every day I'm on the radio here talking about the Buffalo Bills. Imagine I led our show every day.
Well, if you were in Buffalo, it was expected.
But it doesn't matter where you are with these. It's are people around the country that interested in the Jets?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't get why. And obviously, it's with at least the tacit agreement of his staff. Go with this. It's either making you the lovable loser, the Cub fan that you just are, or there's a sense that there's this underlying Jet current out there, which there's not.
There's not.
I don't care. It's a good story. It should certainly be on your rundown of things because Aaron and the Jets are part of the NFL top 5 stories of the year. But my God, leading with it every day, good, bad, or indifferent. No, I don't get it.
At least when it was Skip talking about the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboy fandom's very different. You can do that.
Let me tell you something, Skip. Talk about the Cowboys, Skip. That's different because they're a national
Yes,
brand.
they're a national brand. So
and listen, during baseball, God forbid the Yankees make the World Series, every one of these dudes is going to show up with a Yankees hat on, and they're all of a sudden going to be the biggest fans in the world. That's what they do. But at least the Yankees are a national brand. The Yankees have fans in every state. And really what you need is to have that. To have a national brand means not only do you have fans in every state, but there are people who hate you in every state as well. The Jets are not that.
I want to go with that. Is Kansas City a national brand?
No,
they're not. Are
they're
they?
not.
Even after all this,
I say that Taylor Swift has kind of made Kansas City a national brand.
I think it. No, I don't think so. I think it's a. I don't know what I would
there
call
are more
this.
Teenage girls with Chiefs gear than you would ever imagine.
But that's not fandom.
They've
got their attention. Fandom will be.
Oh, they're not going to be fans in
back?
10 years. No,
right.
No,
so
no.
I think while I do believe Brady made New England and the 20-year run a national brand to some extent, it faded fast, man.
The Patriots are no longer a national brand.
That went away. But for that time, Spurs were never a national brand. Will never be a national brand. Never. No matter how good Wemby does, no matter how many rings we get, it will never be a national.
It can be an international brand.
Yes.
In the same way the Rockets were when they had Yao.
It's
they were more famous outside the U.S. than they were inside the U.S.
I get that, but there's famous and infamous. Sometimes you're famous for the wrong reasons. The Jets don't register on either part of this.
No, but the Jets
coin.
they are in a major market, which helps. But typically, this would be like the Jets to me have always been akin to the Mets. Like you've always been the second team,
the lovable loser.
The Giants have always been the stars up there. Like nobody ever said, the Mets don't get the attention the Yankees get.
No, they're the lovable loser. They're the seconds. They get mentioned. We know of them.
They're the White Sox.
Yes,
they're the Anaheim Angels.
I would put the Angels. I mean, the White Sox are so freaking bad, but so have the Cubs been. It's more about the Cubs have just been worse longer.
No, I'm just talking about in terms of attention. The difference is between those two teams and the Jets, the Angels and the White Sox and the Mets have all won championships in my life.
Put on a ring.
The Jets I've never seen wear a championship shirt. I've never seen it yet. We got to talk about the Jets.
Strangely, it has happened in my lifetime. I can't say that.
Really? You were alive when Joe Namath won?
Was that 69, 68?
Super Bowl III?
I'm the same age as the Super Bowl, so yeah. I was alive when it happened.
Well, you didn't see it, though.
No.
You weren't watching.
I don't know.
No,
I could have.
You were probably in bed by then.
Probably asleep.
Yeah. Your mom wasn't going to let you stay up late for the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, that just suddenly struck me that, oh my God. I can actually say I was alive when the Jets won a Super Bowl.
Rob's the only guy I know who writes his birth date down in Roman numerals.
Yes.
That's how it keeps up.
What's an M again?
Damn it. You distracted me again.
Sorry.
I was supposed to play Mike McCarthy sound. Maybe I'll do that next. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Tri-County Meat Market's waiting on you this week, and you got a full schedule of football. You need to make sure you have the appropriate meal for the appropriate game, and it starts early to start soon. Seriously, Tri-County's got the special stacked deep. Both of them are waiting on you today. I talk about it all the time. What they do in-house, all the sausages that they make, the chicken breast that they stuff with a variety of things. Let me tell you, I don't know how they get the breasts that big. They're about the size of footballs. Go get a couple of them and put them in the freezer. What I've found is if you get a couple of those and put them in the freezer, they defrost in a couple of hours, and man, oh man, they cook great in the oven. You don't have to have a grill to enjoy them, but boy, oh boy, do they work on that grill. And if you haven't tried their wet or their dry sausage, there's an artistry there, and you need to go try and see what they bring to the table, because you can certainly taste the Central South Texas flavor that Tri-County offers. Both locations waiting on you today, Huebner and out on Ralph Fair. Of course, the specials are always in play. The 5 for $30 is right there. Don't leave without getting yourself a brand new rub, and while you're there, get something for dessert and something unique, because that's what Tri-County's known for. Head over there today, put some great meat on the grill, enjoy some good football, and have some great meat from Tri-County, and you can thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 35 northbound at Rittiman. That's a stall left lane. I-10 westbound Wurzbach accident right lane. The exit ramp to Huebner is blocked as well. On I-10 eastbound approaching Fulton, this wreck has been moved off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Join the Blitz live this Friday at Encira Nissan for a meet and greet with some of the UTSA football stars and your chance to get some new exclusive UTSA merch, all benefiting UTSA football athletics. Plus, you can get tickets to the San Antonio Zoo, Fiesta Texas, and Tobin Center. The Blitz this Friday at Encira Nissan on I-10 between Wurzbach and Heidner. With 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of '98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 in Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey guys, it's AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. If you're looking for a place to play some cards, have I got one for you. SA Card House, located just off 281 at Bitters, is the best card house in San Antonio. It's a great environment, great for all skill levels, and guys, you are going to love the food and bar that's attached. Foster's Bar and Grill, they do not mess around. Go by, check them out, or check them out online at sacardhouse.com. They're open 7 days a week. Stop in, maybe I'll see you at the tables.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
With fall savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,600 off select appliances from top brands like GE Profile. Save space and time with the new combo washer and dryer and do it all in one machine. And with Smart Dispense technology, the right amount of detergent is automatically added to every wash. Laundry day is a whole lot smarter with the GE Profile Ultra Fast Combo with Smart Dispense only at the Home Depot. Right now, save up to $1,600 and financing on select appliances with fall savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about September 26th through October 16th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. Morning Huddle, 94.1. Rolling on. Man, this show's flying by, Rob.
When you're having fun.
And when your mic's not on, the show flies by.
Well, I had some cleaning to do.
God, you were going to get us in big trouble, Bubba.
Nothing to, hey, no one will know.
Big trouble. There are a couple college football games tonight. Include 2 college football games, 3 teams from Texas playing in those 2 games.
For those that were getting here late, and how dare you for not getting here early for the Morning Huddle, today begins something. Was it yesterday?
Today starts it, because yesterday was none.
Not a day will go by from now for the next 55 days where there is not a football game to be viewed.
Starting today, October 3rd, through November 27th, which is Thanksgiving Eve, we will have, until then, when that Thanksgiving Eve, there's no football. But every day between now and then, football, college or NFL game, every single day.
Like this.
Texas State is at Troy today. Texas State, disappointing loss to Sam Houston last week. Game they probably felt like they should have won. And Texas State, their season's kind of unraveling a little bit. Troy is dreadful. They are really
now they
really
lost
bad.
their football program a decade ago. So
yeah.
Right, and then they brought it back. That's right.
They're a disaster. Texas State, a 13-point favorite on the road. And Sam Houston, who knocked off Texas State, I got to give them credit. I didn't think Sam Houston was going to be as good as they are. Sam Houston looks pretty legit. They are at UTEP, who is probably worse than Troy. UTEP has been blown out. They got blown out by Corn. It's Corn. It's got the juice. They lost by 33 at Corn.
Hey, but they're Pac-12 imminent, right? No, they backed out of that too.
They backed out of it too, yeah. Then they lost to Southern Utah, which is never a good thing. The Skyhawks, I know that from college basketball. So they lost to an FCS football team. Then they lost to Liberty Bibbidi, and they lost to Colorado State. Colorado State also sucks. And now they're playing Sam Houston State. They got a home game. I guess that's the good thing. But they are awful. And Sam Houston State are they just Sam Houston or Sam Houston State still?
I think they're Sam Houston State.
Okay, because sometimes I just see Sam Houston listed, and it's like they're trying to dump the state.
I think they're still SHSU.
Okay.
When I still see
but UTEP is a 10-point home dog to Sam Houston, to the Bearcats. So I don't know if they're fun games, but there are college games tonight. On top of the Falcons-Bucks game.
Which is going to be fun.
Should be pretty competitive.
This is going to be a competitive matchup amongst quarterbacks and running backs and short, crisp passes and all kinds of fun stuff.
Now, I am going to be at a 6-man football middle school game. Really thrilled about that.
You will have fun. Are you kidding? Get out in the...
No.
I was going to say cool air. It ain't going to be cool. So it's going to be hot.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm going to have fun.
You haven't had any Frito pie yet this year, have you?
I've not.
I bet there'll be some Frito pie.
You think so?
Yeah, they got to make
even
some
in
money.
Private schools.
Well, even more so in those private schools.
Okay.
Even the rich ones, they nickel and dime you to death. So
okay. So I'm gonna have a gourmet.
Now you'll have Perrier to go along with your.
I'll have a $14
chili.
Frito pie.
Well, it'll be Wagyu chili. It'll be
They'll probably sprinkle green onions on it.
Something like
chives.
that. You'll get something a little extra, and it'll be the only football game you'll go to with actual cloth napkins.
Great.
They're fancy.
Cannot wait. Yeah, I love 6-man football. I love middle school football. So I was like, man, I just can't pass up on this opportunity. Things like that.
There's nobody there that you know. You're just picking a game.
No, yeah, I just picked a random game.
Who's that dude up in the stands?
Yeah.
He says he's a big 6-man flag aficionado.
Yeah, I'm really into it.
He's got a weird van, a panel van outside.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't care. I've got no rooting interest, but it's just
show up and watch middle school football games. I'm scouting.
What a weirdo I would have to be for that. Those people. You put them on a watch list.
He says he's scouting. I don't know.
Put him on a watch list immediately. I will also be watching on Sunday night the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Why are they? Well, I shouldn't say why.
Go ahead. Why?
No. The word "why" was not the appropriate term for the Sunday night game that's coming. The why was not it. What I was trying to get at was, why are we going into the week without a wide receiver that went through a procedure that I didn't even know about, that then got him infected from a procedure they didn't tell me he had.
I never heard about this. I didn't know Brandon Cooks was hurt.
I feel like he's got what? From what?
So Brandon Cooks, not only is he hurt, he has surgery, and then the surgery he gets infected, and now he's out for maybe 3 weeks.
And he went from a productive citizen to, I had no idea not to even worry.
What the hell's going on?
So that is of great concern. I will say that Brandon's been about exactly what Brandon's been the entire time he's been with the Cowboys. Kind of there, but not really. This is another one of those weeks where, man, next guy up, one of the Jalens is going to have to do something. Seriously, one of the Jalens is going to have to finally do something. And without them doing something, I don't think the Cowboys can win the game without some kind of help on the other side.
Well,
some kind of help.
Mike McCarthy at his press conference was speaking about Brandon Cooks, and I'm going to play you 2 clips here. The first one, he's talking about Cooks himself, and then the second one, he's talking about the options that they've got to replace his production.
Brandon Cooks has a knee issue. He will not be available this week, and that's what I can clarify for you.
He stayed in New York, and it's from a procedure he had after the game?
Just as I've always done. I don't talk about specifics of the player's injuries, whether it's a midfoot sprain or some of the things we deal with. So, those are questions more for the specifics should be answered by the player. So, but he will not be available this week. Yeah, no, I love the guys we have here. Yeah, and Flo is definitely ready. He's someone that's been competing each week to be up, so he'll definitely have more opportunities. And I think the 2 Jalens, this is more opportunities for them. Turpin, so but yeah, and love our practice squad guys. Yeah, so we'll be in good shape there.
Dude, I heard a bunch of names that don't move the needle for me. It's funny when I don't know where I got this mindset, but in my mind, when we were out in Oxnard, I was like, man, there's a lot of star power on this team. And now that the season's going, it's like, no, not really. This is a very much a stars and scrubs squad.
The Cowboys epitomize that right now.
The problem with stars and scrubs builds is when those stars get hurt, you have to replace them with scrubs. And usually the next man, like the guy who would even be your second best guy, is also a scrub. The Cowboys have about 5 or 6 really good players, and then the rest are just barely NFL caliber. And that's rough, man. And wide receivers may be the biggest example, where you've got a guy who's one of the best in the league in CeeDee Lamb. Then you have a guy, your next best guy is Brandon Cooks, who I would say is a serviceable NFL wide receiver.
He's a
at this
journeyman
point.
slot is what he is. I mean,
at this point in his career,
yeah.
he deserves to be on an NFL roster, and that's about the most you can say about it. But when you're talking about flow, they want to call him flow. I like flow. I like the Jalens.
Or one of the Jalens. Flo or one of the Jalens.
And, Turpin. It's like you're saying names of guys who are borderline NFL players. Like these guys, like if they weren't in the league, nobody would go, oh, I can't believe Flo isn't in the league. Like these are scrubs. And that's who's taking over these snaps.
I got the sense that McCarthy took the news about Cooks the same way I did. What? You did what? How? What?
It's so weird that he's so secretive about injuries. It's like, dude, he's not playing. Why not just tell us why he's not playing?
Well, it's better for you to tell, for him to tell you that he's
okay. Well, make him available. You can't because he's in a hospital.
None of us know, but it sounds like he got MRSA from a PRP injection. It sounds like he got some kind of MRSA.
Well, if that's the case, it's going to be more than 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it could be a disaster.
Like he got some pretty significant for anybody who's known anybody that's come out of the hospital with it. This just doesn't go away, and it can be months of a fight if it's what it appears to be. Now, I don't have anything other than what Dr. Cooper said, and it was about a procedure that was done to kind of head off the need for an arthroscopic surgery. And I know that from talking with Dr. Garrett for all these years, that sounds like a PRP injection to me.
They asked Coach McCarthy, how do you keep the locker room in check after losing so many key guys in the last week? How do you keep guys' heads on straight? And here's what Coach had to say about that.
Frankly, Jan, I think it's the total opposite of the tone of your question, not in a positive sense. I think it's a great opportunity for the others. I mean, it's very apparent. I mean, you walk into your team meeting and you got D-Law and Micah sitting in the front row because of injuries that they're dealing with. But it's a great opportunity for others, and we're excited about it. We took a step in New York, had a chance to catch our breath. Obviously, injuries are part of it. You never want to lose any of your guys, especially your top guys. But this is a great opportunity to show the quality of our football team, and we're excited about this opportunity.
That is a lie. Oh yeah, we're everybody's excited to not play with Micah and D-Law and Brandon Cooks. Like everybody would be real excited if CD and Dak would get hurt too. Everybody would be thrilled about that. Give me a break, dude.
We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship.
They've been gifted the blessing of adversity.
Yeah.
We've been gifted the opportunity to dig ourselves out of a hole that we probably couldn't if we were entirely healthy. So let's attack the day.
Look how lucky we were to lose Deron Bland, so Kalen Carson could go out there and get embarrassed. Like,
no, he's right. There's something to it, but the problem again is we knew you were thin.
Yes.
Coming into the year, we kind of went, well, I hope one of the Jalens turns out, and Brandon, you kind of level up from where you were perfectly average last year. So we got a wide receiver that didn't show up for work until a day or two before the season began. We got a middling wide receiver now that's got MRSA. I got two dudes named Jalen and one named Flo, and we're going to try to go out and go against. If it's not the best defense in the AFC, it's one of the top 4, and we're going to try to go in there without a run game, and now minus one of our wide receivers and the inability to stop the run. It's getting worse by the minute for McCarthy.
Don't forget you got Terp also. Terp and Flo. Which sounds like a weed strain.
Terp
now that
and
I think
Flo,
about
no
it.
kidding. And Turpin and Deuce Vaughn combined weigh nearly 200 pounds.
So
you got
almost
a football player there.
almost a normal sized person combined. If they could only come together like Voltron. Like
the Wonder Twins.
Yeah.
I just dated myself there.
Yeah.
You know what the Wonder Twins are?
I don't.
One, you touch rings, and one takes the form of water.
What the hell are you talking about?
It was a cartoon back in the 70s, and his superpower was he could turn into, like, water vapor.
That sounds like the crappiest superpower.
Yes, it was the worst superpower you could have.
Well, Aquaman can talk to fish. That's a pretty bad superpower,
he can
too.
swim real fast, though.
Yeah, but that only helps you when you're in the water.
Well, there's
like how many battles really get fought in the water?
When you get out of the water, though, you get to look like Jason Momoa.
That's true.
You can't do much, but you look like you can.
Also, no one who swims as much as Aquaman does would have that much muscle mass.
That's true.
It's impossible to
and
maintain.
And all that hair would get in the way.
Impossible to maintain it.
Be a drag on your swimming.
Yeah. I wonder if Jason Momoa has body hair.
Well, I know what color his nipples are.
Yeah? I know too. I like that. I like being able to know.
There's no mystery to that.
I say it all the time. I like to know what people's nipples look like. It's better than being curious. I mean, again, I know people don't like to admit this, but I'm very comfortable with things, so I just tell people, like, I'm curious what people's nipples look like. I've seen Rob's nipples.
Yes.
Not
pink.
No.
No.
I don't judge Rob.
Pretty normal. Like, I don't have a nubbin.
It's not like I see him and go, oh my God.
Those are the size of
plates. I do just like to know. I like to know what people are
It's
working
an odd
with.
thing to want to know, really.
I know it is. I know, and it's a curse that I suffer.
Now I know what you're thinking when you meet new people.
Every time. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. Just know, if I haven't seen you topless,
I'm wondering.
The thought has crossed my mind. I wonder.
Like,
You hear what I'm saying,
M&Ms,
Edwin? You hear what I'm saying?
Sure.
Is it like a little pink rose?
You understand how that where this is all leading us, right?
I guess.
Is it like a,
I don't know how we
birthmark? Is it irregularly formed?
You don't know how we got into it? We were talking about Aquaman.
Is there
obviously.
a random hair?
We went from talking about Turpin and Flo to this.
Well, we were talking about Aquaman. Did you miss that part?
You missed that part. You have to keep up. We
we were
move
talking about
fast.
Jason Momoa with his shirt off.
Yeah, and I'm just saying we went from the Cowboys, receivers Turpin and Flo and the Jalen's to this.
Okay, would you trade both Jalen's for Jason Momoa?
And a Bonet to be named later.
He probably wouldn't be any worse.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And who's got more muscle mass? You could potentially put Jason Momoa on the offensive line.
Now, he married, wasn't he went in with Bonet's daughter, the Kravitz kid? Weren't they all together? Or who did Momoa marry?
I don't know. If I were him, I would not get married. I would spread my seed.
I'm sure he has.
I'm thinking, yeah, he's probably done some.
But I think he was with, Kravitz's kid.
Really?
I think so.
Huh. Good for him.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Yeah, so was his mom.
Yeah. Yeah, Lenny Kravitz he probably had a good stable to choose from. Last piece of audio I want to play. Oh, I guess we don't have time, really. I'm going to be up against it if I play this audio. They asked Coach McCarthy about how he feels about Guyton holding up against TJ Watt, which I'm sure Dak really wants to hear the answer to this question. Like, hey, what are you going to do to stop TJ Watt from getting around Guyton and murdering Dak? And Dak's like, if Dak's listening right now, he's first of all, he's saying, who are you? Secondly, he's saying, yeah, what's the answer? Like, how is he going to stop that? Well, Dak, you're going to have to wait till Sunday to find out, friend. You're going to have to wait.
The Cowboys
and see.
Could have had TJ Watt. They passed.
They did.
TJ Watt.
I mean, they're probably happy with Micah Parsons.
Yeah, but they took a guy named Taco.
That's true. That makes it worse. I would have never taken a guy named Taco. Well, although actually I think TJ stands for Taco Joint Watt.
Well, we didn't get the joint.
No. When we come back, we'll talk about the NFL game that's happening tonight. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 35 northbound at Rittiman. That's a stall left lane. I-10 westbound Wurzbach accident right lane. The exit ramp to Huebner is blocked as well. On I-10 eastbound approaching Fulton, this wreck has been moved off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And with the NFL season heating up, why don't you join in? Ignite your next watch party with Fireball shots for the whole team. The best part is they're just $3.99 all day at a Twin Peaks near you, so you can grab a round for the table. Cheers.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Houston Astros season came to a close yesterday as the Gritty Tigers closed them out 5-2 in a Game 2 sweep of the Wild Card Series. A.J. Hinch got his revenge as the season comes to a close for the Astros. Dallas Cowboys, Brandon Cooks and Micah Parsons did not practice yesterday. Parsons out for a high ankle sprain. Brandon Cooks out with what is said to be an infection from a common solution to avoid a scope for the meniscus, according to Dallas Cowboys Dr. Dan Cooper. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 4. Here we go, baby. Yeah, here we go. What a show it's been, Rob.
I'm glad we still have more, but we've given a lot.
I mean, whew. After the show yesterday, we had meetings with the suits, and then we went and ate at
Max and Louis.
Max and Louis, yeah, deli.
It was good.
Oh, it was
Large
so
sliced
good.
meat sandwiches.
I love a nice big fat Sammy.
And you got cheesecake to finish it off. You did
I
it
did.
right.
I did get some cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake.
What's the difference between New York cheesecake and cheesecake? Because she gave you like 3 options, and I thought they were all 3 the same.
And well, she first offered
like turtle cheesecake,
pumpkin cheesecake.
Yeah, which is it's got its place in the world. I'm not gonna
turtle cheesecake.
What's that?
It's got like the caramel and it's
Okay,
like a
so that's-
swirly. Then she had plain and New York cheesecake.
So what's New York cheesecake?
I think the difference between plain cheesecake and New York cheesecake is that New York cheesecake has the brown on top.
Oh, the crumble crust on
the little
top.
crust on top too.
I made a pie cake in one year with a pie. A cheesecake inside of a real cake.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that work out?
A lot of work for just average.
Yeah.
Lot of work. Like 6 hours of effort for just kind of an average thing.
You should have just kept them separate.
But it would have been better. It
Yeah.
would have been far better. But I had to endeavor to do it, and it was one of those things I'll never do it again. But I'm glad you got that yesterday because normally when you get cheesecake, you look at it, it's a little sliver. You got like a half-pound slab. They don't skimp on it there.
I also haven't eaten since. I ate a Reuben sandwich and that piece of cheesecake, and that was the last time I ate. So I'm about on a I don't know, like a 21-hour fast right now. 22-hour
intermittent
fast.
fasting. And our buddy Jimmy got a stuffed
cabbage.
That was an interesting.
I don't like that.
It was
too sweet.
Yeah, that was. I tried to be nice, but that was
that's
not
for
for me.
Yeah, I was glad he didn't ask me what I thought. I just didn't say
I
anything.
noticed he didn't finish it.
I didn't offer anything up.
Well,
he ordered way too much food. He also ordered an entire bottle of wine. And
Keep in mind, it was noon.
Was the only? Yeah, it was noon o'clock, and he ordered a bottle of red wine.
It was half price. It was wine down Wednesday.
They call
or
it
something.
wine down Wednesday. It was half price wine. He's like, and she sold him on it. She's like, you can cork it and take it home. And he was like, all right. So he got a $30 bottle of wine for $15. I didn't have the heart to tell him that like
that's a $5 bottle.
A $30 bottle of wine at a restaurant is usually like a $10 bottle of wine. So you only paid $5 extra today.
But he didn't have to pay a cork fee, and they didn't decant it for him, but they poured it nicely, and he had himself a glass of wine. With
He sniffed it, and then he took a sip, and then he tried to send it back, and they were like, "This isn't that kind of place,
sir.
sir."
Got an oaky afterbirth.
Yeah, this isn't the kind of place you can send wine back. The Bucks Falcons go at it tonight. The Falcons are 1.5 point favorites. 44 point total here. I don't know if I have quite properly rated the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think maybe they're a little better than I thought they were coming into the season.
Maybe? You've seen the numbers this offense throwing up?
Well, they won the division last year. They were already pretty good. I just thought that it was kind of fool's gold last year. But Baker Mayfield's been good. The Falcons are weird, man. I don't understand.
They're my 2 favorite teams to pay attention to right now for entirely different reasons. And you're hitting on the head for both.
The Falcons always have these great players, and then they don't use them.
Or don't use them appropriately.
Why did Tyler Algier have the same amount of touches as Bijan Robinson last week?
That's what got that other coach fired. I mean, the new coach comes in, does the same damn thing.
What's wrong with these people?
I'll never understand Atlanta. That's why I love watching them. Who pays $100 million to Kirk Cousins and then drafts a quarterback immediately following? Who has a good back in Algiers, drafts Bijan? Who drafts a middling tight end wide receiver who looks like he could be this hybrid weapon of the future? And at the same time, they've also got that big wide receiver that can return kicks. They have this duplicative idea that if one's good, 2 of them is better, which leaves half of your team off the any kind of benefit because the other half is playing. It doesn't make any sense, though the guys they have are fun to watch.
Well, today's the day because Tampa, their defense is built on pass rush. They have been very good rushing the passer. They love to blitz. Todd Bowles is a blitz guy. Blitz, 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 blitz. And right now, Kirk Cousins cannot move. And Kirk Cousins goes from being an above-average quarterback when it's a standard rush, and he is a well below average quarterback when facing a blitz. He has the third lowest completion percentage in the league against the blitz. And Todd Bowles is going to blitz a lot. Now, that means, I imagine, there's going to be a heavy focus on the run game for the Falcons. And the Bucs have been vulnerable against the run, though the Bucs have faced a bunch of teams so far, Washington, Denver, Philly, with mobile quarterbacks. Right. So Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Jalen Hurts can all move a little. Kirk Cousins ain't going nowhere. So maybe when you don't have to worry about the quarterback taking off, maybe you can lock in the box a little bit better. But, I just don't. I think I feel like this line is about right. I feel like the Falcons should be slightly favored at home. I think they're a little bit lesser of a team, barely. But I think I like I want to play probably a Kirk Cousins passing prop under. I think the Bucs or the Falcons are going to realize they're going to have to run the football, and Kirk Cousins is going to struggle. Or I might take Kirk Cousins to throw a pick. That might be the way to attack this game.
I think that there's going to be offense. I do.
You do?
I don't think there's going to be a lot of points. I think there's going to be offense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think both teams are going to be able to move the ball on each other. I'm just not sure which one's going to be able to punch it through. I will say this, that this is an opportunity, and I've said this, when these games are scheduled, it always appears to me that the schedule makers are like, oh, what's the opportunity here above and beyond the game? Who are we going to highlight? And I think the idea was, we're going to highlight Cousins. He's going to be, playing in a new uniform, and we're going to really show off what looks to be an explosive offense. But I think what's going to be highlighted tonight is Todd Bowles and a boring Baker Mayfield offense that's going to move the ball between the 20s all day long. Baker probably going to have 350 yards thrown today. I feel like he's just going to uncork it. But who's going to score touchdowns? I think the winning team will be a 1-3 team. They'll get a touchdown for every 3 times they're inside the 40. And if that team does it, they'll win. And I think Baker and their style will travel. I think they're just in a better position to go win what will be a fun, if not overly filling football game. Not a lot of there, but a lot of plays.
You like under 43.5?
See, yeah, but it's right there, man. I'd say the over there because I think Tampa is going to be able to score just a little bit easier than Atlanta will.
Okay. I think I'm going to, like I said, look at the prop market a little bit here. The passing prop for Kirk Cousins is 230.5. I think I like under 230.
Yeah, I like that.
If you like that, the Baker number is 241. If you like over that,
I like over. I've got him on a fantasy team, so I've been paying attention. His numbers, he is as accurate as he has been since college. He is completing at a rate that only Baker Mayfield would be able to because he's still a risk taker. He's still a little bit of a little gunslinger in him, and he'll sling a bad ball here and there. So he is as disciplined as he has ever been, and he's got Godwin and Evans, who are, 2 old dogs that ain't going to drop the ball. You know exactly where they're going to be. The timing is working. I like the offense. I just don't like their point scoring. I don't know how many they're going to be able to put in. And I like the way Bowles is coaching this team. They seem to be having fun and living very quiet lives down in Tampa with nobody paying attention.
Pretty important matchup, as the winner of this will be in first place in the NFC South. Now, I mean, the Bucs have a 1-game lead right now on the Falcons, so they'd have the same record if the Falcons win, but obviously a game in hand for the Falcons in the head-to-head. But if the Bucs win, they'd move to 4-1, and Falcons would drop to 2-3. The Saints are at the Chiefs, so let's assume the Saints are going to lose this week.
Mm-hmm. That's a logical assumption. They'll be in good shape, man.
That would mean in five games in, you've got a 2-game lead on the rest of your division. Boy, you can't ask for much more than that.
They didn't. This is their wildest dreams right here.
Yeah.
Everything is clicking. They're healthy as they can be. Defense is flying to the ball, doing Todd Bowles things, and just being like I've always said about Baker Mayfield's always better when he's a cockroach, man. He functions better in the dark. When you're not paying attention to him, Baker will be a superstar. It's the moment he feels like he's got to do something is when he gets himself in trouble.
Yeah, the only other team with a 2-game lead is, of course, Kansas City. They're 4-0. The Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos all 2-2. But that's in 4 games. So, but that's not a surprise.
What
that
happens
they're running away.
if with Atlanta, if they get bounced today? I mean, if they really kind of get hammered, I don't think Atlanta knows who they are, and I don't think they really planned on really knowing who they were yet. I don't know what to make of this team because I expect them to have to look at the mirror tomorrow because they lost a division game with a team that they thought was better than they are.
Well, I mean, remember they won a division game last week against the Saints. That probably had them feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
And their 2 losses so far are to 3-1 Pittsburgh and 4-0 Kansas City.
And they were a penalty away from winning that one.
Yeah, I don't think they feel bad about where they are. They went to Philly and won, which
Mm-hmm.
that's a good data point for them. I think if they lose this game, next week they've got the Panthers, and then they'll be right back at 500.
Okay,
like as long as they can hover around 500 and try and make a push at the end of the season, this is the last month of their schedule. Their last 4 games: Raiders, Giants, Commanders, Panthers.
There's only one scary game in there.
Right? So you should be able to make a push there. So if they can hover around 500 until that point, they can be a playoff team.
What about Tampa? Same. What do they lose this game, and they're playing about as good as they can. What do they talk about on Friday morning?
I think they're probably feeling fine. I still think that their one loss, because their wins, all 3 of their wins so far, you look at them and go, that's a good win. The Washington win is aged very well. They won at Detroit. That's a great win. I don't care how you cut it up. They beat the crap out of the Eagles last week.
Man.
But their loss
was so bad.
They got thumped by the Broncos, and it's at home, and it's like, how does that even happen? I think if they lose here, they probably have to have a little more concern. Their next 5 games after this week, at Saints, Ravens, Falcons, at Chiefs, 49ers.
What did they do to deserve this little run?
Yeah.
They got to get this one. They got just to put it in your back pocket to feel good about yourself because you're going to lose 2 out of the next 5 easily.
I think at least. So, I mean, Tampa's overachieved so far, but I think that right now they may be playing with a little bit of house money. If you had told Tampa coming into this season that okay, you're gonna go 3-1 in your first 4 games, they take that 99 times out of. I mean, they probably assumed the Washington game was a win, but they assumed the Broncos game was a win. They didn't get that, so they won 2 games at Detroit and then home against the Eagles that they probably didn't think they should have won. So they've got to be feeling good. A loss here is not the end of the world for them either. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's like super impactful in the grand scheme of the division. I still think the division is going to be decided late.
We were talking about the Aggies in the Missouri game earlier, and I described it as a weight class game. That these guys are evenly matched. They come in with positives and negatives, but neither one of them is out of class for the other. Is this a weight class game between these two?
They're the same.
Yeah.
So the number says that you see 1.5s and 2s. Remember, home field advantage matters the least when you're playing in division because those teams are used to making that road trip. So it's not a big deal for Tampa to go to Atlanta. They play there all the time. It's not as different as a Tampa going to Seattle. So the spread saying this is a 1.5, 2-point game means that Vegas thinks the Falcons and the Bucs are the exact same caliber team.
And both of them ascending. They're not they're not crossing paths and they're equal because one's getting worse and one's getting better. Both of them, I think, are on their way up.
You think so?
Yeah, well, as much as both of them can be.
Yeah, I don't know about the Falcons. I'm not sure what to think of them, but I guess we'll find out tonight. I'll be probably watching on my phone while I'm at the middle school football 6-man.
I don't think that game will take very long.
I don't know, man.
Do they score like 80 points?
Yeah. This is the same private school. My nephews and my niece, they all go to a private school in Austin. And a couple years ago, in the 6-man playoffs, I think the 6-man championship, they played against the School for the Deaf.
Oh yeah,
where they brought out that big drum, and those deaf kids whooped their ass, spanked them.
We played them in basketball one year.
Oh
yeah.
The School for the Blind apparently not as successful with football. Well, I don't know why, but
well, they don't tell their kids that. The kids think they won.
Yeah. Imagine the blind kids. Scoreboard.
Hey, we won again.
Scoreboard, bro.
Did you see that?
They're like their coach is like Kim Jong-un, just telling them, "Hey, you guys are up 64-0," and they're buying into it. 64-0. We're playing great.
I gotta go pray and light a candle.
All right, we're going to talk about some things going on outside the world of sports next. That's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
How you feeling this morning? I hope you woke up with nothing paining you and keeping out of life. If that is you, carry on, because obviously things are going well. But for the rest of us, if you woke up with something that is literally painful enough to keep you out of life, don't live this way. So many of us just decide, well, I'll put up with it, and start putting things away and not doing things that make our lives worth living. So if you woke up this morning with a sprain or a strain or a lower back issue, or maybe you're dealing with a frozen shoulder, or maybe it's one of those crick in your necks where you slept funny, you just can't get over it. You know, a Rosti can fix it, and they can fix it fast. They don't require a referral. You don't have to go through a bunch of rigmarole. You can go ahead and dial 1-800-404-6050, talk with somebody, and see a provider today. They're all around San Antonio. In fact, you want to find one, go to Rosti.com. They got a map of their providers. I'm sure there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Consider that. You are 10 minutes away from getting yourself fixed. See, that's the other thing about a Rosti. They fix you, and they fix you fast, because it's how they do it, because they don't fix pain the way that, well, some people try with pills to hide it, or some sort of surgery to prolong it, or some kind of process that doesn't fix the problem. That's what a Rosti does, and they do it fast. On average, 4 visits get you back in the game. What are you waiting on? Call them today, 1-800-404-6050. Have your insurance card ready, because they accept most of them. And remember, you don't need a referral. Listen close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call a Rosti today. They're going to get you fixed, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Well, it depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff. To recap, number 1, customize and save. Number 2, time allowing, save me. Shoulders separating!
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their valuable tools, but to protect their professional reputations. For pros, the WeatherGuard badge makes a statement about what drives them. It says, "Bring it on. Been there. Done that. We've got your back," without saying a word. And the folks at WeatherGuard, they're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. See what it means to be driven at weatherguard.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah. Rob, this guy made a mistake. A man in Virginia worked for the Hanover County school system. He's been arrested and charged with child pornography and animal sex abuse related crimes. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, sounds like he's due for some fun.
31-year-old Scott Ryan Matthews was booked without bond after his September 27th arrest. He originally reported being a victim of sextortion on September 24th. It was later determined he was in possession of child pornography and sexual abuse materials related to animals. And upon this, he was taken into custody. At the time of his arrest, this is bad. He's a special education instructor at Cool Springs Elementary School. But the thing is, he's the one who called the cops. He said, "Hey, there's somebody here who's trying to sextort me, and this is what they're saying to me on the internet. You should come check this out." Usually guys who have those disgusting things on their computer don't want cops looking at their computer.
Or at least not in the hidden files.
Yeah, like, you know, cops do a lot of things, but a lot of dumb things, but there's some things that they're pretty smart about. And usually, you know, finding hidden stuff on, like, you're not going to be able to just put it into a folder that says "Don't look in here" or password 123. That's not a wise move to call the cops to look at your computer when you've got child and animal porn on it.
Animal porn.
Yeah. A man from Pennsylvania was arrested at the Philly airport on Monday. He had methamphetamines while he was going through TSA. That's a bad idea to begin with. But if you were trying to sneak something by, like sometimes I say sometimes, I know a person who's done this before. Has, like, let's say you've got some marijuana gummies that you want to transport from a legal state to an illegal state. You would maybe say, I'll get a bag of regular gummy bears or something and throw the gummies in with them.
Of like things, yes. That's what I've been told.
And then you just put them in your bag and just go on their way. What are they going to do, test every one of them?
I don't know if it works, but I've been told that it's possible.
I knew a fella who had some THC mints, and he got an Altoids case and threw out all the Altoids, or maybe ate them all, I don't know, and then put his mints in there and went through security, no problem. Well, one place that seems like a bad place to hide your drugs would be inside an altered shotgun shell. First, you're not getting a shotgun shell through TSA anyway.
I hid the drugs in my gun.
Yeah, he's like, I know what.
Look in there.
I'll empty all the shot out of my shotgun shell and fill it up with meth.
Put it right there.
They'll never think to look there, except it's in a shotgun shell. It's disappointing to see individuals attempt to hide items on their person or among their carry-on items in an attempt to conceal them. We're not looking for drugs, but when we come across them, we alert law enforcement and let them handle the situation.
This is TSA?
TSA,
They're not
yeah.
looking. What are they looking for?
They're looking for things that can...
like the stuff that was inside the gun? The outside of the... They weren't looking for the meth. They were looking for the shell.
They're looking for shotgun shells,
okay.
yeah. They're looking for weapons or things that can explode. They're not looking for... That's most people aren't... I really believe him when he says that. I think if they find a bunch of drugs in your suitcase, you're going to be in trouble. But I don't think they are looking for drugs.
Yeah.
They're like, when they pull your stuff aside, they're looking for something else. Shotgun shells, any caliber of ammunition, you're not allowed to carry through security checkpoints. Just in case you were wondering, in case you were considering doing something like this.
How many, have you ever accidentally had a shell or a pocket knife or anything like that?
No. Oh, you know what? I got flagged once for a wine opener.
Yeah.
I had a wine opener in my toiletry bag.
And that's enough.
That was enough, yeah, because it had a blade to cut foil and stuff like that. Can you get that through?
No, I can't.
Okay,
I've left probably 15 of these over the years at TSA. Man. I mean, this is enough to take over a plane.
Yeah, well,
the tweezers are enough.
Depending on who the soldier of fortune is that tries to do it.
Well,
I assume you could.
I don't even need a knife. I just need a pencil.
Yeah, you're a weapon. Basically,
I have to register my hands with the
your
local
own
government because look at these mitts.
You're your own weapon. In Flagler County, Florida, the sheriff's office found themselves in an unusual pursuit where 33-year-old Kyle McNary was being chased along Highway 1 at possibly the slowest chase in Florida history, going 3 miles per hour on Highway 1. The incident began when 33-year-old Kyle McNary, who was driving 15 to 20 miles an hour, kicked a passenger out of his vehicle after pulling over to switch seats. The passenger reported that McNary refused to drive faster. He then hit another car and drove off, leaving the victim stranded on the side of the road. Deputies caught up to him, but despite their attempts to stop him, he continued to drive at 3 miles an hour.
I wonder if he had the window up.
We do appreciate that he wasn't driving recklessly, noting that stop sticks were used to safely bring the chase to an end. What the hell are stop sticks, first of all? Is that like the strip that you put down there?
If you're doing 3, I think you can roll on flats. It must be something else. I have 4 flats. I can still go 3 miles an hour pretty easily.
It doesn't say that drugs were involved.
Oh, at some point they were. Maybe previously.
I think they had to be involved.
Because he thought he was doing 50. He thought he was speeding.
I'm guessing that drugs were involved here, but again, I've been wrong. But I don't want to just make an assumption that someone in Florida would be doing drugs.
Well, I think it's assumed.
Yeah. And bad news if you are. This is a joke, but apparently a guy who he's played a character he's played Kim Jong-un like in some comedy stuff. He's now been accused of sexual assault. So a Kim Jong-un,
he's a method actor,
body double. Here you go. Has been accused of sexual assault.
He lives his role. He's deeply immersed.
When I first saw this story, I was like, "Oh no, Kim Jong-un must have raped some gal and then blamed it on his body double, his stunt man." But apparently that's not the case. It's just a guy who's played it in some roles. Are you hoarding toilet paper yet?
I still have enough from
lockdown,
COVID from way back when. I'll be good.
That's expired toilet paper.
Does it go bad?
Oh yeah,
it's been locked in a closet. I'm feeling relatively safe.
Toilet paper shortages are not because of the port strikes, guys. They are because of panic buying.
Are there legitimately people worried?
Apparently so. I never went and bought extra toilet paper during COVID.
We got down to our last roll.
Did you really?
We legitimately. Now, we never ran out, but there was a time when I was out searching. We did hit a level where we will never be below again.
I'm going to tell you guys a trick. At my household, we have a monthly delivery set up on Amazon. It's scheduled. And the things that we use every single month just show up at our porch. Toilet paper, Kleenex, paper towels, cat litter, dog food, all of it. You can schedule it, air filters for your air conditioner, and they just show up and bring it to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to go fight people for it. You don't have to arm wrestle.
Well, there's no need to even, yeah.
It just shows up.
I don't get the panic buying for this.
I don't understand it.
If you're going to, obviously you're afraid, and this is the next thing you were afraid of.
I'm going to get a bidet.
But the
if
toilet
they run out of toilet paper, I'm going to get a bidet.
It's made here in the United States. We're not importing toilet paper. It's made. Most Alabama is a big toilet paper manufacturer.
Of course, it's Alabama. And finally, a lady from Texas is doing something extremely interesting. She is taking dead rats and turning them into erotica. Caitlin Hillis, is 36 years old. She has a business called Showtime Taxidermy, which she runs from her home, where she sells quirky and bizarre stuffed rats. The rodents are dressed and posed as glam performers. And it basically, her daughter and her sister decided to do just taxidermy.
3 ladies stuffing rats, that's all.
And they said, so we had such a good time doing it. We had a craft night. We did our first taxidermy. We watched some videos online. We had such fun that we decided to do it again, and let's make it fun and have some sexy costumes.
Disemboweling rats and injecting them with formaldehyde, and that sounds like a fun night. It's like those painting parties.
She goes around the country and sells these things with...
That's not who I thought you were going to show me.
They've got pasties on all their multiple nipples. And she says, it still blows my mind that my artwork is all over the country.
Mine too.
I think I've got one in almost every state now. It's a really cool feeling to be weird, to do something different, and to have so many people enjoy it. And that's my favorite part for sure.
Making rat. Now these aren't toys.
No, these are actual
rats
rats
of art. Are they work? I mean, are they using them?
No,
for their intended purpose.
No, I mean it's like any other piece of taxidermy. They're meant to be.
You're putting them on the wall.
Decorative.
You're not using them for fun.
Yeah, she does say she buys the rats from an ethical. They're frozen, and she gets them from an ethical local breeder who supplies food for zoos. The rats cost $4 each. A friend uses the bones to make jewelry, so there's very little waste. but with clay, foam, and wire, she puts the skins in borax, shapes the skin around her desired molds before letting them solidify. The rat's poses are inspired by acrobats, burlesque performers, and belly dancers, but tailored to suit the animal's smaller limbs, which is a part of their charm.
Didn't Steve Carell make a movie where he made like little dioramas with little mice?
The 40-Year-Old Virgin, I'm pretty sure.
It wasn't the 40-year-old. It was another one where he made like these.
Oh, he just had little action figures in that movie.
Yeah, no, this one was even weirder than that, where he was making little dioramas with stuffed mice. You've hunted. Have you ever spent any time
doing taxidermy
at your taxidermist? Like just gone
to drop off and pick up. That's it.
Don't go in the back room.
I don't want to see it.
Oh my gosh, it's a horror movie.
It's weird people.
Yeah, you've got disemboweled animal bodies everywhere.
I would imagine that this gal's single.
I would think she's single and probably smells a little funny.
Probably staying single. She's not bad looking.
No, when you showed me the picture, she did not look like I thought she was going to look. I kind of thought I'd get a vampire look, kind of a Addams Family vibe. But no.
I do think even after one date, once she told me about this, I think I'd be good. All right,
I'm not swiping right.
No, when we come back, we'll take a look at the Vegas lines. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ewald Kubota, this time of year is just about as valuable thing you can have around because there's so many things coming to a head, and they're your one-stop to show for your tractors, your mowers, and your utility vehicles. Plus, once you get an Ewald, their service and after the sale is as good as you're going to find for parts and rental in all of their 11 locations. I'll tell you what, for rental equipment, I had a skid steer brought out to my house just last Friday from Ewald Kubota. Not only did they drop it at the work site, they taught us how to use it, and then they came back and got it right on time. And as hunting season shows up, when you're looking for the absolute perfect hunting accessory, you know what it is. It's an Ewald Kubota. It'll help you pick up the right utility vehicle, get the stuff out to your lease, get everything cleaned up, ready for what will be a fantastic season. And if you got ground to break, you need to get the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX. It's North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. And right now, you can get that Kubota with equipment with $0 down, 0 APR, and up to 36 months to save yourself up to about $1,000. This is all going through December the 31st. See what Ewald Kubota, or go to KubotaUSA.com for all your details. Listen to me. Ewald is a fine tractor from the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years. Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys hit the road for a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh, but they are banged up. What are they going to do?
We'll ask Stephen Jones when he joined us at 4:35.
John McClain will join us at 5:15 to talk Houston Texans.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
We have our first text. I didn't make this up. It just said, thank you guys. Love the show. JD's my fave. He's sexy. I swear that's our first text. I swear I didn't make it up.
You are sexy.
Did it come from you, Gigi?
Somebody sees you.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank
for who you
so much.
really are. A good-looking gay man.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon, right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
If you love cowboy boots, you'll love this news. A new Tacova store is coming to 5300 Broadway in Alamo Heights. Inside, you'll find the finest handmade cowboy boots, Western apparel, and accessories for men and women. While you shop, enjoy complimentary drinks, boot shines, custom hat and boot branding, and more. Check out the Tacova's grand opening at 5300 Broadway in Alamo Heights, Friday, October 4th through Sunday, October 6th. Enjoy live music and free swag for the first 50 folks in the door daily. Tacovas, don't go gently.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOVE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Like Cheech and Chong. That was Cheech and Chong, right? I forget which movie that was.
Mama Taka to me tried to tell me how to live.
I don't listen to her because my head is like a sieve.
See, we were raised right.
Bunch of reefer heads.
You just act like punks. You just stand around and you act like punks. It's a punks music show.
Mexican Americans don't like to go to school.
Take Spanish and get a B.
What a great movie. God bless Cheech and Chong. Both still alive.
Both frequently to San Antonio, especially Cheech Marin. He's very much in our art scene. The Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center has been a great recipient of things he's done over the years. Yeah.
Let's do what we always do around this time, Rob. Let's take a look at the Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Daily Lines brought to you by SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house located at 281 in Bitters. Check them out this weekend for that $50K guaranteed tournament going on all weekend long, starting today.
Get there. Eat some bread pudding while you're there.
Chunk of that money, baby. Speaking of getting some money, let's see where we can get it today, boys.
We got one game, baseball game. A lot of Texas teams to place some money on tonight.
That's true. Major League Baseball, the only game. Mets and the Brew Crew. The Brewers, minus 130. Mets, plus 110 on the comeback. Tobias Myers going for the Brewers. Jose Quintana going for the Mets. The total in this game, 7.5. What's your feel, Rob? What's the vibe?
The Mets are flaming out. But I don't think they're not going to win tonight, but I don't like the under either. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored today. A lot of pitchers, a lot of points.
Two road teams already won. Mm-hmm. Two of the road teams swept. Upsets. Royals sweep and the Tigers sweep. The Padres swept too, but they were the home team. I think I'm backing the Mets here as dogs.
Like them? I like them as dogs.
I don't like them because I don't like the Mets.
No, I don't. That's why I'm afraid my indifference is more about my dislike of the Mets than my appreciation for how good the Brewers really are. But the Brewers are good, though.
I'll be honest. I think they're starting to look around and go, man, we're going to end up with another Arizona versus the Rangers, because if you look at the teams that have any kind of appeal outside of their local market, and I don't know that the Mets do have appeal outside of their local market, but at least they've got the biggest market. Yeah. The Tigers, no. Guardians, no. Royals, no. Yankees, yes. Dodgers, yes. Padres, no.
You don't think so?
No.
I think if the Padres can take the Dodgers down, I think there might be enough current to kind of give us something worthy of watching. Because the Padres are fun to watch. Now, the nightmare, I think, is we have like a Guardians Padres. Because the Guardians are good, the Padres are fun to watch, but there's not a lot of other than that basic premise.
No,
there's nothing fun.
Their nightmare scenario now is Brewers Tigers or Brewers Royals. The middle of the country where no one else cares at all.
Edwin cares.
Yeah, Edwin would care. He'd be one of like 4. Yeah, nobody wants that. So they at least want to get one of these coastal teams through. I don't know that this really matters because I think Philly's going to kick the snot out of whoever wins this series. Mm-hmm. But either way, that is a game that'll be at 6:08 first pitch tonight here local time. A couple college football games. Texas State is at Troy. Texas State now a 13.5-point favorite. So they're taking a little bit of money. Total in that game is 57. Again, Texas State's kind of falling apart right now.
I don't care. This is a game that looks like a prescription to find that offense yet again.
Troy is so bad. And Sam Houston State is a 10.5-point favorite at UTEP. Total of 49.5.
There'll be a lot of orange going on in that game.
There will be. And it's a long road trip for Sam Houston. Like you'd think, it's in state. It's not. It's a lot of travel. a long-ass way from Huntsville, Texas to El Paso.
The thing about Sam Houston is they're stock full of high D1 transfers that, left where they were at Ohio State and Texas and A&M and all that.
Because they weren't getting playing time.
And now they roll into Sam and they win. That's a good team.
Yeah.
UTEP's in trouble.
Yep, I agree with you. And then, of course, the NFL game. Tampa is at Atlanta. Current number looks like there's more twos than one. So Atlanta -2. Or more twos than 1.5. So there's no ones, but Atlanta -2 total in that game 43.5. If you like just the money line, which some people do on a line like that, Atlanta's -130. Bucks are +110 on the comeback. That way, if you don't want to play with the spread
on the DFS, where do you put Baker on starts this weekend? I think he's a must play kind of guy. I think he's got 2 touchdowns in him into the minimum. I do. I think I'd bet. I'd look at the overs on 2 touchdowns or so. I think that he's going to have. I think he's going to uncork a fair amount of yards tonight. I think he's going to throw for 300 or better. This is an offense that is moving the ball, and more importantly, watching Baker play, he's having fun. He looks like he did back at OU, laughing and just throwing darts. I like the way they're rolling into an Atlanta team that could easily just give him enough opportunities early on where they just roll up enough yardage to get my points early.
Falcons have been surprisingly good this year defensively. Falcons have not given up more than 24 points in a game this season, and that includes games against the Eagles and the Chiefs and the Saints, who put up, The
Saints was the most impressive of those 3 because they were rolling when they played them. The Eagles, that's a stuttering offense, but
remember when they played the Eagles, that was a healthy Eagles team. That was A.J. Brown. That was Devontae Smith.
But it was still stuttering. I mean, it just didn't look
Saquon.
Right. And Kansas City, they're still not really up to snuff either. So I'm not going to judge that defense too strongly. I'm not going to say they're that good yet because they have had some help. But tonight we'll know. I just feel like there's going to be lots of yards and just enough points to put it over the top.
Well, there you go. There is a look at the daily lines. That's all your action for a Thursday.
No ladies?
No, they play tomorrow. Ladies Basketball League starts back up tomorrow. The daily lines brought to you by SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. Let me see if we've got some closing line value, though, because I told you guys, bet the Aces. I bet the Aces -2.5. It's 3 now.
See, it's going to keep growing.
It's going to keep going. It'll be 4 tomorrow.
I agree. Maybe.
The Aces are winning game 3. They are not going to get swept out, and they are not going to lose at home to Libbity Bibbity. I can tell you that much right now.
All I'm waiting for is Asia to come out and act mad, and then it's in the line to bump even more.
And my gal Kelsey Plum going to be the star of the show. She's got it coming. Is Kelsey the second best player on the Aces, or is she the third best now?
She's still the second.
Is she? I was asking. I mean, I know Edwin is.
She got cussed out by Becky during the game.
Yeah, for not. She's not paying attention. She's got other. What did she say? That her team has been making commercials and they're not focused on the matters at hand. That's a coach.
Becky said that to Kelsey?
Well, she was talking about her team.
She better not say that to
making
Kelsey.
Commercials and
Kelsey.
The league is bigger and they're not focused in on what matters. And I think that might have been about her team, but more importantly, Kelsey Plum, who's been having a good time.
I didn't know if it was I know Jackie Young has gotten good and Chelsea Gray is the other girl
Chelsea
I heard
can play
about all the time. But
I'm a point guard kind of thing, so I'm always going to look at the point guard.
I'm team
first.
Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum's my she's my go-to gal, is my number 2.
Well, it just goes to show you can really like her. Darren Waller did too, and look what it did to him.
Yep, it put him back on the dope. I think
he's back on the dope, making bad rap songs, not playing football.
R.I.P. Darren. Not really. He's still alive, but R.I.P. to his NFL career. Friends, that'll do it for the program. Go see the Blitz at Ancira tomorrow for the UTSA meet and greet. They'll be at Ancira Nissan, so stop out and see them there. That's I-10 between Wurzbach and Huebner. But they'll just be the Blitz today, 2 o'clock. Check them out. We'll be back tomorrow at 6.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.